A new era of football is dawning upon Indianapolis. Jim Irsay has declared the Colts his team. With new leadership, a new attitude, and a new quarterback, the Colts are preparing for a season of exciting football. The NFL action starts tonight as the Colts and Seahawks collide at the Kingdome next. From inside the Kingdome in Seattle, Washington, this is NFL preseason football with the Indianapolis Colts and the Seattle Seahawks. Good evening, everybody. I'm Don Fisher along with Barry Krause, former NFL and Colt linebacker. And Barry, new is the byword for this new football season.
Yeah, new as in Bill Polian with a new attitude. He knows how to win. He knows how to build a world championship team. When he went to Buffalo, he put Buffalo in the world championship game, the Super Bowl, 4 consecutive years. Then he went to Carolina, did the same thing, and put them into the NFC championship game. So if a guy can build a football team and go to the Super Bowl, Bill Polian can do it.
Well, he certainly can, and we're looking forward to seeing just how he goes about it here with this Colts franchise. We had an opportunity to talk with Bill this week. We asked him his expectations for this year.
Well, first of all, I expect improved play on the special teams. That's number one goal. We're going to be better on special teams, and we're going to be a force on special teams before it's all over. Secondly, we're going to be a better team in terms of the mental mistakes. We're not going to have the kinds of penalties we had last year, delay a game, too many men on the field, that kind of thing. That's just lack of concentration and lack of discipline. And we won't have that with Jim Mora as the coach. And finally, I think by the time we reach the 16th game, not at the 4th or perhaps even the 8th, but by the time we reach the 16th game, I think we're going to be an exciting offensive football team with a lot of ways to score points.
Obviously, Bill Polian has a strong plan, and of course, to head it up is his new head coach, Jim Mora.
That's right, Jim Mora, a fiery guy. I love his presence on the sideline. 91 victories in 10 seasons, 4 playoff appearances. This guy knows how to win. He knows how to focus his team, and he does not mince words. He gets to the point, and he wants to win here.
We asked Jim Mora what he hopes to accomplish in this first exhibition game.
Well, you know, we go into every game, whether it's preseason or regular season, we want to win. I mean, we're going to do everything we can to win, but we also have to evaluate personnel. The preseason is a time to prepare yourself for the regular season, and one of the goals in the preseason is to evaluate people so that you can make the right decisions as to who to keep on your final squad. So we've got to put guys in there that we think have a chance to play, put them in situations where we can do a good job of evaluating them so that we make the right decisions when it comes down to selecting our final squad. But at the same time, we want to establish a philosophy of how we play. We want to see how we're progressing as a team, and we're going to try to win the ball game.
Earlier we talked about new. Well, you can't get any newer than this. The rookie quarterback out of Tennessee who gets his first starting assignment tonight, Peyton Manning.
That's right, but actually he's not a rookie. The way he walks around, the way he handles himself with the media, and the way he handles himself with the playbook, he knows the offensive plays already, the whole book. I mean, this guy's incredible, but he's very mature, and he knows how to handle himself, and I think his father had a little bit to do with that, but he's been around the NFL for a long time, so this is nothing new to him.
We're looking forward tonight to bringing you the debut of Peyton Manning and the new Indianapolis Colts. We'll have the kickoff with the Colts and Seahawks right after these messages. Today's game is brought to you in part by March. A 6-year veteran is the supermarket of the Colts. By Coca-Cola. Always the Colts, always Coca-Cola. By Huntington Bank. Open a Colts Club checking account and get the NFL VIP treatment. By Clarion Health. By the Montgomery Inn, the Colts Monday Night Football Restaurant. And by the Colts play-by-play sweepstakes from Sprint and Logo Athletic, giving Colts fans a prize on every play of the 98th regular season.
78% of you watching are not interested in what I have to say, because 78% of you are not likely to buy a new Ford from Rayville Ford in Clinton. But 22% of you are Ford buyers, and this message is of special interest to you. When you buy from Rayville, there's no pressure, no add-on stickers, and you get a no-charge loaner car with a scheduled service visit. To the 22% of you that are Ford buyers, think about what you get only at Rayville Ford in Clinton.
Boy meets girl. It happens every day on the singles line.
When I finally got up the nerve to call, I was so impressed by the quality of the people I heard. Even now that John and I are married, I still have good friends from the singles line.
When I first called, I could tell it wasn't one of those meat market hotlines. The people I heard were just like me.
Discover a new way to meet the nicest people in Knoxville. The Knoxville Singles Line, 470-2299.
Hi, I'm Alan Williams. I'd like to invite you every Wednesday on Volunteer TV to visit historic, romantic, and exotic locations on One Tank Trip. Daniel Boone built a fort in 1775. For 50 years, it was a pioneer trading post on the wild frontier. Now it has been reconstructed, and it has some of the finest period restorations and artisans anywhere. Travel to Sycamore Hollow on the next One Tank Trip, Wednesday at 6 on Volunteer News. In touch with East Tennessee.
About to get underway tonight. The Colts will be on the field to kick off. Seattle will be receiving. Barry Krause, we talked a little bit about the new faces and so on, but right now this football team is going out on the field with a new attitude this year because last year was a disaster.
Yeah, I know. Even throughout the year, I mean, even as difficult as it was, they did rise to the occasion at numerous times. One of them was at the end of this season, which, like Jim Mora talked about, this team could have given up, but yet they came to play against the Miami Dolphins and beat a Jimmy Johnson football team 42-0, which was incredible. So the talent is there. It's just a matter of the attitude, like you said, and hopefully Jim Mora brings that new attitude.
Well, this football team lost several very close ball games last year, and obviously that's one of the things the Colts would like to turn around this season, win those close ball games rather than lose them.
That's correct. And Kerry Blanchard, the kicker, feels the pressure this year. They brought in another kicker. He feels like he was a part of that, and like we said, they've lost 7 games by 6 points or less.
Here's Amon Green at the 6-yard line. Actually, that's strong, and he takes it to the 25 and breaks it outside. Al Fontenot finally makes the tackle on the play. Amon Green is one of those rookies that has some really outstanding tools, speed and quickness, and of course just loves to play the game. He told his coaching staff that he would like to be on the field doing anything they want him to do, whether it's running back or whatever. And now, of course, a look at the starting lineup here offensively for Seattle. They start John Ketton at quarterback, Barry, which is a new face, obviously, for this ball club.
Yeah, he was trying to get his degree to teach math class. Instead, he comes out and plays for minimum wage.
Tonight's starting lineup, of course, brought to you by Proliance, your ally for energy. A little quick pass to the sideline, and Elijah Alexander is there immediately to bring down the receiver, who was Ricky Waters. Ricky Waters, of course, brand new as well in this ball club. Here's the Colts' defensive look here tonight. To start the ball game, of course, Fontenot and Footman at the defensive end spots. Whittington gets a start in the inside tackle position along with Ellis Johnson. And there are the defensive backs. And John Kitna pitches once again. And a nice run. Ricky Waters brought down by linebacker Steve Morrison. And he, of course, has done a nice job here in the last year. We had an opportunity to talk to Jim Moore about what he'd like to accomplish here this evening.
Well, defensively, we've got to be sound, number one. Sound and tough and aggressive. Not give up big plays, hustle to the ball, fundamentally be sound, tackle, get off blocks, that type of thing. Not be, and this team, I don't think this team has a lot of big play type guys like maybe our offense does, but we can be a good defensive team if we play sound and we play hard.
And right there was the Colts making a play on third and very short yardage. Dan Footman meets up with Ricky Waters, who can't get it across for the first down yardage in a short down situation.
And that's what I like about Jim Mora. He loves defense. When he was with the Saints, he had some great linebackers, and that's one of the areas that this football team needs a little bit of help in, the linebackers. But it's great to see Jeff Farad back in the middle, but he likes a swarming defense, and defense, from my standpoint, it really sets the tone, and so does Jim Mora.
Well, there's certainly some problems at the linebacker position with injuries right now. Sammy Burrows, Quentin Coriat, Whit Marshall, Wardell Rouse, all injured linebackers on this team. Here is a handoff to the fullback, Strong, and he carries it for the first down, gets it to the 49-yard line. So the Seahawks have their initial first down of this contest. Max Strong, of course, has been here for some time now with the Seattle Ball Club. Footman was in on that last tackle for the Colts. And again, you'll get a chance to look at it here.
You'll see him just cut back. That's where the backside has to step it up and gets that first down. All he needed was a foot and got it done.
Wide receivers, 3 of them now in the ball game. The lone running back is Waters behind Kittner, the quarterback. And the pass complete. And it is McKnight brought down to the sideline by Jeff Burris. And the gain is going to be for about 5 yards. Dennis Erickson, the new head coach, or actually new. He's the 4th-year head coach of this franchise. And I think a lot of people have put some pressure on Dennis Erickson this year. Having won about 23 and 25 in his 3 previous seasons, people looking for a bigger winner than that here. At least that's what the papers are talking about. Here's Waters. And that's another first down for the Seahawks.
This is one thing Jim Mora didn't want to see. He didn't want to see this defense being pushed around like this. And Seattle, historically against the Colts, have been able to push them around with the running game. And with Ricky Waters down there, he's a good football player. You gotta get upfield and make something happen. And right now, it's just defense is not getting there and getting it done.
This is a new ball club for Waters, who has spent the last few years with Philadelphia. And he's looking very tough here at the outset. The ball at the 38-yard line of Indianapolis. 1st and 10, Seattle. Waters again tries the left side this time. And again finds good running room for about an 8-yard pickup near the 30-yard line. Elijah Alexander, the linebacker, into the stop.
And that was a big trade. That was a big move as far as getting Ricky Waters back there. He's a very outspoken player, but fantastic athlete. As you can see here, he takes it inside and then goes back outside. He'll find that backside and he'll make a lot of yardage.
So it is 2nd down and about 3 now for Seattle. Joey Galloway, the outstanding wide receiver, comes to the near side on the lower part of your screen. He goes in motion as Kittner drops back to throw and hits Waters in the flat. And he's got another first down, and he is knocked out of bounds at the 20-yard line.
And did you see who made that tackle? Footman. I mean, he's dropping back. Got his hands in the face mask, got a 15-yard penalty on top of that, but he dropped back, and you ought to see the big guy back there. I mean, watch number 98. He'll drop back, and he's supposed to go in the flat, and he doesn't get it done, and there's Ricky Waters out there in the flat, and he just takes it to him, and he just grabs him and brings him down. But that's tough coverage for a big guy. I mean, he's 295, and he's out there, and he still catches him, brings him down.
But it is a big penalty against the Colts. The ball at the 20-yard line. Personal foul gives the first down automatically. And now the ball is actually at the 10-yard line rather than the 20. Just inside the 10 will be 1st and goal for Seattle. So Kittner moving the ball effectively with his ball club right now. Here is again. This is the running back out of the backfield. And Steve Morrison meets up with Amon Green, the rookie out of Nebraska, to bring him down, but not before he picks up about 5 yards.
Well, they keep running all over the place. They're taking it outside this time. You got to get upfield right there. They did a good job with that, but the back just finds the opening and gets the first down, gets the yardage.
And so Kittner has his ball club with 2nd and goal at the 5. They go with an offset eye to the left side. Here is Kittner looking to run it. It looked like a broken play, and Kittner gets it to about the 3. Ellis Johnson met up with him there, and he went no further. That looked like a broken play to me, Barry.
That's one of those oops plays where the quarterback says, oh, my gosh, I got to take it and try to make as much as I can with that. But he missed the handoff, and those kinds of things happen in preseason. You don't like to see them, but this is the time to practice and try to hone those skills.
Let's see what Seattle tries to do here. The ball just inside the 3-yard line. Galloway splits to the left side. Mike Pritchard is the wide receiver on the right side. Again, the offset eye with Waters and Max Strong, the running backs. And here's Kittner back to throw, and it is incomplete. And the pass was a little bit low and wide of the tight end. And Carlton Crumpler is the man who the pass was intended for.
Seattle just mixing it up, and all of a sudden they just go to that little 2-step, 3-step drop, finds the receiver, but ball's thrown a little bit away from the receiver. Can't come up with the catch.
So we have 4th and goal, and the kicking unit is on for Seattle. Todd Peterson, who's being pushed a little this year by Wade Ritchie. They have shared the duties here in preseason against Dallas last week. And the field goal try, a very short one, is good. And so Seattle is on the board first here at the Seahawks. Take the early lead, 3-0 here in the Kingdome in Seattle. Indianapolis will receive the kickoff after these messages.
You've seen us before. Now call us again, and we'll make you purr. Call 1-800-WE-ARE-18 for conversation that'll blow your mind. Be intimate with the girls from the sexiest chat line ever. You can talk to me or me. It's your call, your pleasure. So call us at 1-800-WE-ARE-18. $2.50 per minute for adults only. Visit us on the web, www.weare18.com.
Capture a sleek 1999 Mercury Cougar. It could be yours from Volunteer TV, B97.5, Coca-Cola, and Lincoln Mercury. Watch Volunteer News weeknights at 6 to learn the Cougar keyword of the day. Then listen middays to Jennifer Scott on B97.5. Be the correct caller, and you qualify to capture a Cougar. Want more chances to win? Visit any Lincoln Mercury dealer or Coca-Cola displays at area Kroger supermarkets to register. Plus, jump on the net and register at volunteertv.com. Capture a Cougar. Crime Stoppers.
I'm John Gilbert. Knoxville Police this week need your help in finding several suspects in a murder on Knoxville's east side.
From behind the club, started shooting into the crowd.
If you know something about the crimes and your information leads to an arrest and conviction, you could win a cash reward. Watch Crime Stoppers Monday at 6 and 11 on Volunteer News and help solve a crime.
In any regular season game where the Colts return their first kickoff for a touchdown, someone will win $25,000 in a Pontiac Grand Prix GTP. Is it going to be you? Enter the Colts play-by-play sweepstakes at your participating Pontiac Pack dealer today. Well, right down the field initially go the Seattle Seahawks, but the Colts stiffen at the end and hold them to a field goal. And so Seattle has the early lead in this ball game. Back deep, Jerome Peyton, the rookie out of Washington here in Seattle, along with Lamont Warren, and this kick is coming to Warren at the 7-yard line, and Lamont is on his way down the sideline. Nice cutback there, another one. And he takes it out to the 21 before Fred Thomas is able to bring him down for the Seahawks. So the offense comes onto the field for Indianapolis, and Peyton Manning, of course, the rookie quarterback, with Falk and Crockett in the backfield, the wideouts, Payton and Harrison, along with tight end Ken Doger. And there's the offensive line headed up by Jay Lewenberg, the center, and it's a retooled offensive line, Barry. Faces are familiar along that front five, but they're in different positions this year. We'll talk about that in a moment. Here's Marshall Falk. And he finds running room for about an 8-yard pickup out to the 30-yard line, brought down by Jay Bellamy.
Yeah, 4 out of the 5 linemen, starting linemen, are moved. Everybody's moved across the board, and everybody's playing in different positions, but they have one of the best offensive line coaches in the NFL. Howard Mudd does a great job. He's been 25 years plus as an offensive line coach. All he wants out of the preseason is get as many reps as he can, because this is a unit, and they need to work more and more together.
Mudd ought to know the Seattle ball club. He coached them last year and has been here on 2 different occasions in Seattle. Split backfield for the Colts. Here is Peyton Manning. Flags all over the place. Looked like a jump by one of the Seattle Seahawks, and Marshall Falk makes them pay as he runs it up the middle, and Jay Bellamy again makes the stop, but he picks up a big first down, and let's see what that flag is all about.
That's one of those plays where it's a free play. You don't quit on that. And you can see Seattle's quit just because they jumped off sides, but as you can see, Marshall Falk just takes it to him. Right there, you see the jump, and a lot of guys just sort of stopped, and Marshall didn't stop, and what they're going to do is probably just decline that penalty, which is a smart move.
17-yard pickup. There is the defensive unit for the Seattle Seahawks. Their defensive backfield. And Peyton Manning with a 1st and 10 at the 47-yard line of Indianapolis. And Manning hands the ball to Marshall Falk again. This time there's not much there, but he does pick up about 3 yards. And we had a chance to talk with Jim Moore about what he expects offensively tonight.
We've got the kind of offense that we can adapt what we do to the type of players that we have. But we can do a lot of things offensively. Number one, we got to run the football. And we have the capabilities, I believe, to run the football. We also have some people on offense that can do a good job for us in the passing game. We've got a couple of young receivers, 2 tight ends, as I mentioned before. Marvin Harrison, Marshall Falk, people that can do things for us in the passing game. So the best thing is you got to run, but be as balanced as possible. Keep people off balance with personnel, different formations, that type of thing.
A Another short gator for Marshall Falk there as he gets it just across the 48. Dean Wells on the stop for Seattle, and the down is the 3rd and 5 now for the Colts.
And, Don, that's their focus this year is how can we protect and how can we give Peyton Manning enough time to throw the ball and also to take some pressure off, and that's having a running game, and that's what they're doing right now. They're effectively running the ball, and Marshall's leading.
Torrance Small, one of the new wideouts for the Colts, is in the ball game. And here's a quick pass and a touchdown run by Marvin Harrison. What a catch and run that time on a quick sideline throw to Marvin Harrison from Peyton Manning. How about that?
Just a great read, just a two-step drop, looks for the slant, and there he was. The ball's on target. He was inside of the defensive back, and it's too late. The free safety has no time to react, and it's a touchdown for the Colts.
Sean Springs was the man beaten on the play, and he's a terrific defensive back.
That's right. Great read. Receiver's right where he has to be, and Marvin Harrison just takes it. The free safety has no time to get over there.
Well, the Colts explode and take the lead as Kerry Blanchard will attempt the extra point try here with 6:43 left in the first quarter. And the kick is good. And Indianapolis suddenly is on top of the Seattle Seahawks 7-3 here in the first period of play in the Kingdome in Seattle, Washington. What a play by Peyton Manning and Marvin Harrison, and the Indianapolis club goes on top here. We'll be back with the kickoff of Indianapolis after this timeout.
This is Fight Night, and I am the king!
Assassination in plain sight. Everyone saw what they were supposed to, but one man saw too much.
It was a phantom punch! Get out of here!
Redhead, she's 1. Tyler's 2. Whoever was on the other end of that radio was 3.
It was a conspiracy.
Nicolas Cage.
You're all alone on this.
The house wins. Snake Eyes. Rated R. Friday, August 7th, everywhere.
At Galeman College, if your roommate dies, you get straight A's. But it can't look like murder.
We've got 2 weeks to push him over the edge.
I got some beers. Let's drink them.
Sandwich, not beer.
This guy's psychotic.
Paramount Pictures and MTV Films present
Nothing like a good game of chicken, boy.
They thinking listening to you.
Dead Man on Campus.
I thought you were dead. I don't know. This close, though.
Rated R. Friday, August 21st, everywhere.
Lady Ball season ticket applications are now on the shelf. Look for the Fast Break of Champions brochure throughout Knoxville. Inside every package you get, Shaniqua Holtzclaw's final season as a Lady Ball, the quest for championship number 7, and Pat Summitt's 25th season as head coach of the Lady Ball. Get yours today, or call the Lady Ball's ticket office at 974-0001. Sponsored by Volunteer TV, News Talk 99, and the Knoxville News Sentinel. Don't blink. Season tickets for the Fast Break of Champions won't last long.
Every time the Colts score a touchdown during the regular season, someone could win $1,000. Is it going to be you? Well, the Colts would give away a prize on every play of the regular season. Enter the 3rd annual Colts play-by-play sweepstakes at the RCA display at H.H. Gregg. There's Mike Vonderchek. He is a rookie out of West Virginia, kicked in the CFL the last few years, and an outstanding kicker, and gets a chance here. Here's Amon Green. He's after the 20 and breaks it right up the middle and carries it across the 30-yard line, almost to 35. Some run for the rookie out of Nebraska as Monty Montgomery finally brings him down, but that was a 34-yard return. Let's take a look at our Bank One scoring recap on that last Colts play. As you can see, the Colts went 78 yards in just 5 plays in 3 minutes, 33 seconds. Peyton Manning to Marvin Harrison.
Boy, and everybody around the NFL is looking for this kind of stuff, and he's just produced. That was just a good read. But Tom Moore has talked about it before the game. He just wanted to establish a running game, just get a little balance, and then go ahead and take the 2-step drop, give Peyton Manning a little time to get some confidence, and that's what he does. Look, 2-step drop, he looks directly at the wide receiver, and he beats him inside, and Marvin Harrison takes it the rest of the way. Just good read, just good execution offensively.
The names obviously will sound a little bit different to you tonight because the offensive, or actually the entire coaching staff, with the exception of 2 coaches, is brand new to this team. Of course, one of those guys being Greg Blosh, the defensive line coach, and the other, Gene Huey, the running backs coach. They, of course, were the previous staff. The rest of the staff is new, headed up by offensive coordinator Tom Moore and defensive coordinator Rusty Tillman. Apparently, we've got a timeout on the field. We're waiting for the officials to continue, or actually they're conferring right now, but I think there's just a timeout going on. We do want to point out that the quarterback of Seattle, John Kitna, last week came in and did a terrific job against Dallas, and he did the same last year against the Colts when he came in a brief period of time late in the ballgame.
Yeah, right now they're waiting for Warren Moon to try to get his contract under control or get it signed and come in, but Kitna's a player that actually probably was very surprised at the call he got from Erickson, and Erickson called him up, and he was trying to get his degree in math and do a little teaching. Next thing you know, he's out on the NFL football field throwing passes, and last year he just did a good job. So he gets an opportunity out here, and right now he's been doing a pretty good job. It's not too hard when you got a little handoff here and there, and the Colts have to step it up defensively. I mean, Jim Moore wants a very aggressive style defense, and Rusty Tillman, the new defensive coordinator, wants that too.
Both coaches said their first team units will play most of the first half. And back goes Kitna to throw. Fires, and a terrific catch by Mike Pritchard. No, he did not pull it in. Pritchard made the dive, but just could not hold on to it. And the incomplete pass will send it back to the 30, or actually to the 34-yard line. Jeff Burris had some nice coverage on the floor.
Just a beautiful pass. It was right there, and he probably wishes he could just have come down with that, but that ball was right there. Hit him in the hands, just didn't come down with it.
So it's second down and 10 for Seattle. And Kitna hands the ball to Ricky Waters, looking for yardage on the left side. Finds a couple, but not any more than that. A good defensive stop by Steve Morrison once again, as Waters, who has some quickness to the outside.
That's right. One of the question marks on this defensive line was Tony Bennett, who got released early in camp this year. He was the guy that hurt his knee last year. In the last 10 games of the season, Footman stepped it up. And right now, Footman has been starting at 10.5 sacks last year, and they're expecting a lot of things out of him. And one of them is stuffing the run. He's got to get upfield and make some things happen.
Here's the shotgun look now for Seattle. Third down and 7. And Kitna's going to run. And he's going to pick up the first down and go out of bounds in Colt territory and around the 49-yard line. 14-yard carry on the foot.
Well, all the defensive linemen and linebackers, when you're rushing, everybody has a lane, and you got to get yourself in your lane. Even try to beat your lineman one way or the other, but everybody's got a responsibility, and right there you see the responsibility by one of the defensive linemen didn't get it done, and when you give that much room for even a little quarterback, he can get himself a first down.
Kitna is compared to the paper today out here to Dave Craig, who was a scrambler. He didn't look real pretty getting things done, but he always had a very productive career with the Seattle Ball Club. And now Kitna with a first and 10, hands the ball off to Waters. And Waters breaks a tackle, holds his balance for a moment, and picks up 3 or 4 extra yards. As he goes for 6, Jason Belzer on the stop. Parad was also in there, and the ball is resting down at the 42-yard line now. It'll be second down at about 3.5.
And it's nice to see Bill Polian brought back Jeff Parad. Jeff Parad gives this football team fire. It gives him an intangible of leadership, and he'll play injured. He doesn't care if his arm's falling off. He'll get himself in there, and this football team needs somebody like that.
Pitch back to Waters again, and Ricky's very close to a first down as he goes for that extra yard in there at the end. Well, for the 6th consecutive season, Mars Supermarkets, the supermarket of the Colts, is going to make you smile with the all-new Colts bangers. Bang them together loud and proud as we do the blue on September the 6th, Labor Day weekend, as Manning and the Colts take on Marino and the Dolphins. Now, they're bringing the chains to take a look. The ball resting at the 39-yard line of Indianapolis. And a very effective running game being used here at the outset of this contest by Seattle. And they'll be short of the first down by, about a foot, length of the football. Waters so far, 6 carries, 34 yards in this football game. And this just the second possession for Seattle. So a ball control performance thus far by the Seahawks. Bob Brakowski, their offensive coordinator, not putting too much of a hat on John Kitna here early. Again, the handoff. This time it's Armand Green who carries, and he picks it for the first down. So he picks up a first and 10 for Seattle, and the Seahawks continue to roll on the ground. Well, this recovery report is brought to you by St. Vincent Hospitals and Health Services. You can see there the Colts have some linebacker problems. All four of those guys with a linebacking core, Barry.
Yeah, you hate to see that because the linebackers set the tone, and when they're not in there, it's very difficult to get some things done.
All those players you saw on the screen are out tonight. And here's Kitna back to throw. And the pass is touch high, but a terrific pull-in by the receiver. That was a great catch by Mike Pritchard, who has made a dive earlier and didn't pull one in, but he gets this one to come down inside the lines in the 1st and 10.
And that was just a great read by the quarterback and a great route by the wide receiver just coming back. Now watch him look to the right and then come back to that deep out route, and there it is. Ball's right on target. He comes down with the catch, gets his feet in.
Pritchard splits wide to the left side, and Galloway comes to the near side. Galloway was their go-to receiver last year. He led them in receptions and yards. And here is Kitna again. This time the throw high and almost pulled out of there by one of the Colts. Jeff Burris had the coverage. Ray McElroy was also there. McElroy, I should say. And Kitna now is 4 for 7 in the ball game for 31 yards. The football resting in the 25. It'll be 2nd and 10. Colts defense struggling to get the Seahawks stop, but it's been a ball control type Seattle situation thus far, and so it hasn't been the big play thus far for Seattle. And Ricky Waters gets the handoff. Finds nothing there this time. Colts interior, Al Fontenot, defensive end, also in the tackle. Defensive ends have been in a bunch so far.
Yeah, Fontenot is one of those guys that needs to step it up. He needs to make his presence known. He didn't do as well last year as he wanted to, but what he's got to do this year is just what he did on that last play. Get penetration, get in the backfield, make some things happen. And defensively, that's what it's about. He's a guy that can make a lot of things happen, and it starts up front.
McKnight is wide to the left side this time. Galloway wide to the right. Pritchard's also a wide out in there as Kitna goes back to throw on 3rd and 10, and the pass caught by Pritchard for a touchdown. Well, Kitna went back and made the play, firing right into the heart of the Colt defense, and Mike Pritchard makes the catch for a touchdown.
That's right. He got inside McElroy, and free safety Jason Belger has to come over and help, and that's a tough read because they had another wide receiver downfield, which holds the free safety. Now watch this. When you take a look downfield, you'll see him inside. Now the free safety's all the way over on the other side, and Belzer just can't get back over there.
So a touchdown for Seattle, and they go back on top as we start the seesaw here early. Todd Peterson will try the extra point kick. That was a 25-yard touchdown pass from Kitna to Pritchard. And the extra point kick is also good. And the Seattle Seahawks are leading 10-7 over the Indianapolis Colts. Still 2 minutes and 12 seconds to go in this first quarter of play.
Boy meets girl. It happens every day on the singles line.
I really like the privacy. Everything is confidential, and I could listen free for as long as I wanted.
Since it's a free local call, I would even phone from my office to check for messages. Every time I got a new message in my mailbox, it was like opening presents on Christmas morning.
Discover a new way to meet the nicest people in Knoxville. The Knoxville Singles Line, 470-2299.
The Super Summer Sale. A quality business suit from American Clothing will enhance your image.
Especially at 50% off.
New 3-button styling.
$350 suits are half price.
Corelli, Bozzella, Lazuna, only $175.
$400 suits half price.
By Alan St. George and Nino Cerruti, only $200.
$450 suits half price.
Gianni Manzoni, only $225. Enhance your boardroom image and save 50% now at American Clothing during the Super Summer Sale.
Growing up in Tornado Alley, I learned a lot about severe weather firsthand. I'll admit I'm a weather geek. I have been since I was a kid. Oh, don't use that picture. People will laugh. East Tennessee's weather can change pretty fast. I've predicted sunshine and snowstorms on the same day. When severe storms hit, weather can be dangerous. You may only have minutes to prepare. I'm going to do what it takes to get it right.
Watch Rick Gatsby weeknights on Volunteer TV.
Where do you find the Colts on radio this year? In Indianapolis, it's Q95, where it all starts 3 hours before every kickoff and continues until 2 hours after every game. And on WNDE AM 1260, listen to the Bill Polian Show every Monday at 5 p.m. and Breakfast for the Colts on Saturdays at 9 a.m. Hear the games in Northeast Indiana on 1190 AM, in Southwest Indiana on 106.5 FM, in Eastern Indiana on 930 AM, in Southeastern Indiana on 1270 AM, and on 15 other Colts radio stations, including 99.1 in Knoxville, Tennessee, all part of the Colts Media Network. Here's the kickoff. This is Peyton. And Jerome carries it across the 20-yard line to about the 21. 19-yard pickup on the play. Amon Green, who likes to play on all special teams, comes down and makes the stop. And we will have more action here in the Kingdome in a moment.
You've seen us before. Now call us again, and we'll make you purr. Call 1-800-WE-ARE-18 for conversation that'll blow your mind. Be intimate with the girls from the sexiest chat line ever. You can talk to me or me. It's your call, your pleasure. So call us at 1-800-WE-ARE-18. $2.50 per minute for adults only.
Visit us on the web, www.weare18.com.
When you're battling hot summer weather, this is the perfect escape. But fighting summer's heat is a daily struggle for many folks. Hello, I'm Volunteer TV Chief Meteorologist Rick Cashley, asking you to bring cool comfort to the area's needy and elderly.
Volunteer Heat Relief. Donate a new or used fan at any area Lowe's, St. Mary's, Redbox, Fox Toyota, Rick McGill's Toyota, and Toyota of Knoxville.
The heat is rising, but relief is in sight. Help Volunteer TV bring relief from the summer heat.
Hi, I'm Pat Summit. St. Jude Children's Research Hospital is a haven of hope for children stricken by cancer and other catastrophic diseases. I'm happy to support this incredible institution and ask that you join me during our annual Knoxville dinner and golf invitation. Your support will guarantee that, as always, no child is ever turned away from St. Jude Hospital for financial reasons. Please support St. Jude Children's Research Hospital and join our winning team.
The Indianapolis Colts find themselves trailing now to the Seattle Seahawks after a touchdown pass from John Kitna.
Yeah, and one of the things that sets this up is the running game. He just gets inside there. The running game sets it up because now the defense is playing a little bit tighter, and he gets inside McElroy right there. And like I said before, defensive back, Jason Belzer, the free safety, he's got a lot of coverage, and he couldn't get over there.
Well, Mike Pritchard with that catch, and now the Colts have some work to do to retake the lead. Split backfield as Peyton Manning runs the offense for the second time in this ball game. And he goes to the air and looks for Peyton, but cannot find it. So incomplete pass. It'll be second down and 10 as the ball comes back to the 24-yard line. It's time for this NFL transaction report, brought to you by Finance Center Federal Credit Union. Well, the Colts this past week made two changes. One, Ratcliffe Thomas being brought on as a linebacker, and Peter McFadden waived as a wide receiver. 3 wideouts now, second down and 10 for the Colts. And Manning straight back to throw this time. A little pass over the middle, and there wasn't too much room for Marshall Faulk to work on that particular play.
You know what I liked about that was Peyton did a little fake to the left side. Trying to get all the defensive players to look this one way. Now watch this. Now watch him look to the left. He'll fake a little pass over the left. And he comes back over to the right side and gets himself a little set up there and let Marshall Faulk do his thing. And that's one of the things about Marshall. That's what he's good at, is open field. He loves to get in that open field and make things happen.
Here's Peyton Manning. Look there at his passing numbers. And he's rolling to his right this time and fires it downfield. And tried to force it in there, and it's incomplete.
Well, he didn't get that. It was pretty close, but that was one of the things that Peyton wanted to work on when he was a senior at Tennessee. Was a lot of people said he wasn't very mobile and he couldn't throw on the run. And right here, you're taking a look at one of the things that he really worked on during the offseason. Now, he tried to force it in there. That's confidence right there, and the defensive back made a good play.
Sean Springs was the defender on the play, and now Joey Galloway is back deep for the Colts, or for Seattle, as Chris Gardocki will punt it for the Colts. Ducky gets it away. A beautiful high spiral. Galloway will pull it in at the 26-yard line. Cuts to his left. Has some blocking. Joey Galloway with only the punter to catch him, and he'll go in. 74 yards for the touchdown as the punt return is run back by Galloway, and that is one area Bill Polian is really saying about or talking about concentrating this year, and obviously that will not make him a happy man.
No, Bill Polian is not going to be very happy. One of the areas that he wants to make some things happen, and that's just getting people down there with a lot of pride, or guys that want to make the team. You get off a block, that's all it is. Make a play. That's not what the Colts did on that one, and poor Chris Gardock, he tried to make his shot, but it's too late.
That punt was a beautiful 52-yarder, but it was all for naught. Joey Galloway with a touchdown run of 73 yards on the punt return, and all of a sudden, Seattle is dominating this football game as they hit the extra point as well. And the Seattle Seahawks now lead the Indianapolis Colts 17-7. Still a minute left here in the first quarter of play.
78% of you watching are not interested in what I have to say, because 78% of you are not likely to buy a new Ford from Rayville Ford in Clinton. But 22% of you are Ford buyers, and this message is of special interest to you. When you buy from Rayville, there's no pressure, no add-on stickers, and you get a no-charge loaner car with a scheduled service visit. To the 22% of you that are Ford buyers, think about what you get only at Rayville Ford in Clinton.
Now you can experience one of the greatest collections of 20th century American art. It's Masterworks of American Art from the Munson Williams Proctor Institute Collection, a special exhibition at the Knoxville Museum of Art. It's one of the greatest collections of 20th century American art presented by Clayton Family Foundation, Bank First, and Clayton Homes Incorporated. Running from February 27th to August 23rd.
I'm 8 in touch with your health reporter, Jane Joseph, with my mother, Dee. We're friends for life.
Besides being mother and daughter, we share another common bond, the importance of monthly self-breast exams.
Breast cancer is a commonly diagnosed cancer with women, and that's why it's so important to become a friend for life.
Pick up a WVLT Friends for Life packet at Baptist Health Information Centers. Call Ask a Nurse at 632-5200 or visit the American Cancer Society.
Learn how to protect yourself.
And the ones you love. Become a friend for life.
We just had a terrific return by Jerome Payton. We'll see it here in a moment as Reggie Rusk and Fred Thomas finally bring him down, but a 40-yard return now by Jerome Payton for Indianapolis, and the special teams work nicely on the return. Here we go.
Boy, they think a lot of him. The coaching staff has a lot of plans for this kid, and he takes it to the right side, and he comes back over. That's one of the things that he can do. He can also catch the ball very well, and he's very acrobatic when he catches it.
Well, Peyton Manning has the offense on the field now as the Colts have some work to do. And the handoff to Marshall Faulk, who tries to find a hole up the middle, picks up about 2 yards in the play near the 40. We'll take another look at the touchdown return on the punt by Joey Galloway.
You know, Jim Moore wants an attitude, and you got to have an attitude on kickoff and punt returns and so forth, and nobody's getting down there and getting off blocks, and it's not that hard, not that difficult. Taking pride in your lanes, getting in there and making something happen. You just hate to give up a big play like that.
Second down and 8 for the Colts. Faulk the lone running back. 2 tight ends in the game along with 2 wideouts. And Peyton Manning hands to Marshall Faulk. Cuts it outside right. And maybe gets a half yard out of the play, but no more. He was looking for running room on the right side. Picks up a yard. It'll be third down and about 7 now for the Colts.
And Marshall's really excited about this year. You know, when he heard Jim Morris said that he wanted to run the ball and use the play-action pass, he was excited about it. But look at what penetration does. Defensive lineman gets out there, gets his arm on that jersey, and it's too late. And Marshall he's not that big of a guy, about 200 pounds, and he's not that hard to bring down.
Michael Sinclair was the man on the stop, but we've got the end of the first quarter at hand here in Seattle at the Kingdome. The Seattle Seahawks lead Indianapolis 17-7.
It's a hot one out there. It's going to be a scorcher. You're going to be in the beach. Don't forget the suntan.
Wow.
Something wrong, Flex?
I need to make a call for the ultimate change on the blanket. I see, and your precious little tootsies can't bear the walk back, can they? No. Not to worry. Just dial 1-800-COLLECT. It's fast and really easy to use. 1-800-COLLECT's a lifesaver. How can I ever thank you? Tell your friends. 1-800-COLLECT. It's fast, it's easy, it's safe.
How a secret agent eats a Reese's peanut butter cup. I slip in unnoticed. Penetrate the defenses. Secure the discs. Then destroy the evidence. There's no wrong way to eat a Reese's.
5 minutes here, 10 minutes there. Each minute in the sun can show up on your skin. This summer, try new Lubriderm Daily UV, the moisturizer with SPF 15 protection. Later. Hello, sunshine.
It's a birthday. Oh, it's so pretty. Oh, I told you, don't be bringing the weak stuff in here. Yeah. Who's the man? Who's the man?
Exercised lately?
Well, it's time for the Arby's Beef Report. Love food? Think Arby's. Well, tonight we take a closer look at Tariq Glenn, one of the path makers of the offensive line. Tariq was born in Cleveland, Ohio, but attended high school and college in California. His nickname's T-Bone, and he's single. And here's a fumble. And let's see who got on it. I think the Colts recover, but Peyton Manning had that ball knocked right out of his hand.
Yeah, that's what happens when the defense gets some penetration. Watch the left side of your field. Right there. Oops, the ball just came right out of his hand. On the ball. On the ground. Luckily, an offensive lineman picked up, but looks like the ball just slipped out of his hand.
Sam Adams was the man who knocked it, or at least hit him. And Mike Bonnerjack is now in to do the punting for Indianapolis. Here's the boot. And the return. And boy, was there a pop put on. Ronnie Harris, the fifth-year player out of Oregon, who returned on that play as Chris Hetherington came down in special teams to make the stop. So with 14-17 and just underway in the second quarter, we're back after these messages.
Hey, Bob. We're hot for you. Love Pop-Tarts.
They have frosting. They have real fruit filling. They have a sense of humor. With Kellogg's Pop-Tarts, something fun always pops up.
It's all your fault. You let her get away.
Okay, the TV is exactly 6 feet 8 inches away.
That's the way it should be.
2 bowls of dip, no cross-chip interference.
The way it should be.
Extra pillows to toss in desperate moments.
Yeah, that's the way it should be.
Where are my lucky socks?
Nice touch, and the way it should be.
Pizza guy's on speed dial. Beeper's off, answering machine is on.
As it should be.
And the NFL is on Volunteer TV.
The way it should be.
Well, this look at the Colts' home schedule is brought to you by National Car Sales, just west of 465 in West Washington, out by the big old green sign. You have 2 chances to do the blue in September. Kick off the season on opening day, September 6th, as your Hoosier home team battles the Dolphins, or join us in a Party Gras celebration as the Colts meet the Saints on September the 27th. Call the Colts ticket office today, 317-297-7000 to order your tickets and listen to the games on Q95 and the rest of the Colts Media Network. Well, action there as John Kitna hands off to Amon Green, and he finds very little running room on the right side.
Good job by the big guy inside. Tony McCoy had a lot of injuries, been able to come back, but one of the things that he has is a lot of heart and a lot of excitement, and his attitude is always pumped up, always positive, and all he did was play across the face of the offensive line and make the play. Second down and 9 now for Seattle as John Kitna runs the offense. And this time hands off again and goes to the tailback. And there's little yardage on the play. Today's game is brought to you in part by Marsh. A 6-year veteran is the supermarket of the Colts. By Coca-Cola. Always the Colts, always Coca-Cola. By Huntington Bank. Open a Colts Club checking account and get the NFL VIP treatment. By Clarion Health. By the Montgomery Inn, the Colts Monday Night Football Restaurant. And by the Colts play-by-play sweepstakes from Sprint and Logo Athletic, giving Colts fans a prize on every play of the 98th regular season. The Colts trailing Seattle 17-7, and Amon Green just made a nice little run on a pass play out of the backfield and made something virtual out of nothing there. That's right. All the wide receivers went deep. It opened up underneath, and he just ran it like a little delayed screen. And Green just, he's got that ability to be able to avoid tacklers and gets himself downfield and gets a first down. We've got a note of a defensive problem for Seattle. Outside linebacker Chad Brown has a lower back sprain, and he will not return for the rest of this evening's ball game. First and 10 Seattle. Here's Kitna throwing. And out of the backfield, the pass is caught. And Brian Blades is brought down, the 5'11", 11th-year veteran out of Miami. Makes a 6-yard catch of the play, and it'll be second down and 4 as Tyrone Poole brings him down, one of the new acquisitions for the Colts. Yeah, they have a lot of great ideas for this guy. I mean, he played at Carolina, great football player, and Bill Polian actually drafted him, and he wanted him part of the Colts organization. Signed him for a big contract, but he's supposed to be one of the best in the NFL. Hopefully we're going to see some good things. Well, now we've got a timeout being called here by the Colts. So it looked like the defense was a little bit lined up wrong that time and perhaps had somebody too many players on the field. So whatever the case, we've got a timeout on the field, and we'll be back with 11:53 left in this second period.
Start with Gillette for women and be ready for anything. Ready to begin? Gillette for women. Are you ready to feel soft, feel smooth, feel beautiful? Gillette for women. Are you ready?
Here's the thing about love. You never know when it's looking your way. Here's the thing about 1-800-CALL-ATT for collect calls. One low rate, anytime, anywhere, period. So you use 1-800-CALL-ATT and say, hey, put dinner in the freezer, Ma, because I just saw me an angel. Here's another thing about love. It hurts. Love comes and goes. But 1-800-CALL-ATT is the guaranteed cheap way to make collect calls.
So your hair's a little damaged? That's okay. Really damaged? Even better.
Capture a sleek 1999 Mercury Cougar. It could be yours from Volunteer TV, B97.5, Coca-Cola, and Lincoln Mercury. Watch Volunteer News weeknights at 6 to learn the Cougar keyword of the day. Then listen middays to Jennifer Scott on B97.5. Be the correct caller, and you qualify to capture a Cougar. Want more chances to win? Visit any Lincoln Mercury dealer or Coca-Cola displays at area Kroger supermarkets to register. Plus, jump on the net and register at volunteertv.com. Capture a Cougar.
For the Colts fans, like discounts on admission to the Indiana State Fair, the Indianapolis Chamber Orchestra, the Idle Jordan Museum, Blues in the Park, and the Vintage Grand Prix. Second down and about 4 for Seattle. The ball resting just shy of the 50-yard line, and we're in the second period of play with Seattle leading the Colts 17-7. This is John Kitna, who started tonight's ball game at quarterback for Seattle. Normally about the third stringer behind Warren Moon and John Freese, but tonight gets the start, and he's 7 of 10 in the passing department, now 8 out of 11. Pass is caught by James McKnight for a 7-yard gain and a first down, and Seattle continues to move very effectively offensively.
Kitna does a good job at the line of scrimmage, makes the adjustment. He sees the man-to-man right there, throws just a slant pattern inside. The other receiver inside ran a slant pattern, which opened up that gap right there, and Good play, good catch, good execution.
Unfortunately, James McKnight is an injured player on the football field. After making the catch, he gets hurt. So we have timeout once again here in the Kingdome with the score 17-7 Seattle.
Boy, it's a hot one out there. It's going to be a scorcher. You're going to be in the beach. Don't forget the suntan.
Something wrong, Flex? I need to make a call, but they left me a change on the blanket. I see, and your precious little tootsies can't bear the walk back, can they? No. Not to worry. Just dial 1-800-COLLECT. It's fast and really easy to use. 1-800-COLLECT's a lifesaver. How can I ever thank you? Tell your friends. 1-800-COLLECT. It's fast, it's easy, it's safe.
How a secret agent eats a Reese's peanut butter cup. I slip in unnoticed. Penetrate the defenses. Secure the discs. Then destroy the evidence.
There's no wrong way to eat a Reese's.
5 minutes here, 10 minutes there. Each minute in the sun can show up on your skin. This summer, try new Lubriderm Daily UV, the moisturizer with SPF 15 protection. Later, Gator. Hello, sunshine.
Lady Ball season ticket applications are now on the shelf. Look for the Fast Break of Champions brochure throughout Knoxville. Inside every package you get, Shamiqua Holtzclaw's final season as a Lady Ball, the quest for championship number 7, and Pat Summitt's 25th season as head coach of the Lady Balls. Get yours today, or call the Lady Balls ticket office at 974-0001. Sponsored by Volunteer TV, News Talk 99, and the Knoxville News Sentinel. Don't blink. Season tickets for the Fast Break of Champions won't last long.
The Colts home schedule is brought to you by National Car Sales as the Colts meet Ryan Leaf and the Chargers on October 4th. Then the Colts battle the Buffalo Bills on October 11th. Call the Colts ticket office today, and right now, operators are standing by at 317-297-7000 to order your tickets and listen to the games on Q95 and the rest of the Colts Media Network. It's 1st and 10 for Seattle. The ball resting at the Colts' 42-yard line. John Kitna running the offense for Seattle. And the pitch back there goes to Amon Green, the rookie from Nebraska, who fumbles. And the ball batted out of bounds. It'll belong to Seattle. The last possession, of course, was Amon Green, and that ball never was possessed by any other before going out of bounds.
Well, he lost the handle. If there was a handle on a football, he was running, and all of a sudden the ball just popped out. Let's get a look at it. Good job defensively, just getting upfield, trying to got a hand on it. That's what's happening right there.
Yeah, it looked like Kendall Shello got the hand on him to strip it away. And so the Colts have a 2nd and 10 situation facing, or actually Seattle has that facing them. Here's Kitna back to throw. Rushed up into the pocket and is brought down from behind. Good defensive play there. The containment was good, and then Jeff Farad finished the job.
Good containment and good coverage downfield. That forces the quarterback to move up in the pocket, and then when he couldn't see anybody downfield, he took it upfield.
Steve Martin was in there, too.
Good pressure, and you see the quarterback hitting him move up. Now what happens? He decides to take it down, and by then the defensive linemen come around. That's what you got to do. Steve Martin does a good job of getting upfield and watching where the ball is, coming back in and making the tackle.
3 wide receivers for Seattle on 3rd down and 8, and Kitna back to throw. And the catch is made. Another fine play by Seattle. Robert Wilson this time makes the grab. Ray McElroy defending on the play, but that was just a good pass and run by Robert Wilson after he caught the ball from Kitna for 16 yards.
I don't know what kind of defense they were running, but Burris is the only one closest to him, and he was back way about 10 yards back, and he had to come up and try to make that open field tackle, and he doesn't get it done. But the receiver's just standing out there waiting for the ball. There he is. An open wide receiver, catches the ball and takes it upfield.
Colts backs against the walls once again. The ball at the 23-yard line of Indianapolis, and Kitna sets his team and back to throw. Swing pass, batted up in the air and picked off by the Indianapolis Colts. And on the reception, Steve Martin for Indianapolis. I'm not sure who got the hand on the football, but a nice play.
Bertrand Berry, the linebacker out of Notre Dame, who they just moved down to the defensive end position. He was a linebacker last year when he came in, but when he was at Notre Dame, he was able to get to the quarterback. Now watch, on the left side of your screen, you're going to see Bertrand Berry, number 57, get his hands up right there. Boom. Gets the ball up in the air, and now it's like even a big guy can come down with the ball and start chugging down the road.
12-yard return on the play.
good to see Bertrand Berry getting some pressure. Even though you can't get inside, you get your hand up, and you never know what's going to happen. That ball comes right over, and the ball's batted away, and it's a turnover.
And Peyton Manning fakes and throws downfield. And it is caught. What a grab. A terrific catch out there by the Colts. And Jerome Payton shows exactly what Indianapolis has been excited about watching this kid in training camp.
Well, he did it in a scrimmage against the Rams. He was able to make adjustments in the air to the ball, and that's what he did just then. Watch this. He comes down with the ball. Right there, he makes the adjustment, turns his body in the air, and finds the ball, and holds on, comes down with it. Incredible concentration on the ball.
Terrific catch by Payton, and the coverage was excellent that time by Fred Thomas. And Freddie Scott now is coming to the ball game for the Colts at a wide receiver spot. The handoff, however, goes to Lamont Warren, who's brought down to the backfield. Sam Adams, a big-time defensive tackle, is right there to put him down.
In that scrimmage against the Rams, Payton went up for the ball. The ball was thrown behind. Kelly Holcomb had lobbed it up, and he had to come back and make an adjustment, and that's what he did. Came down with a beautiful catch, and tonight he gets a good look at what he looks like when he makes that adjustment. That's incredible. That's good concentration. It reminds you of a guy number 88 for the Steelers, Lynn Swan. Just great acrobatic catch.
However, 2nd and 14 now for the Colts after Warren's loss of yardage. And here's a pass, and it's almost picked off. Marvin Harrison, the intended receiver. But it was Sean Springs who actually got a hand on the football, and I'm not so sure that ball wasn't thrown before Marvin thought it was coming, because I don't think he ever saw it.
That was kind of one of those whoops things. I think the rookie quarterback wishes he had one of those back. He had more than enough time. Now watch it. He looks left, and then he'll look for that slant pattern. Nobody touches him. He just misses the target. The ball just comes out of his hand loose and wobbles in the air. We call that a duck in the air. Luckily, Seattle didn't come down with it, though.
Yeah, he threw it way behind him, and Marvin did see it coming. He just couldn't get back to it. Now it's 3rd and 14. Peyton again looks to throw and fires it, and it's picked off. That's Freddie Thomas, who was just beaten on a play and is finally brought down at the 47-yard line of Seattle. But it's a pickoff of Peyton Manning, and the rookie finds out very quickly how things can be in the NFL.
We'll chalk that up as a rookie mistake, trying to force it in there. Now, he knows where the primary receiver is, but he's got to have understanding where he's got to go with the ball. If it's covered, which that was, and he tried to force it in there, and the defensive back was all over. He's got to look for that secondary receiver if he's not there. But that's a rookie mistake, just trying to make some things happen. You can see now he's going to come back, 7-step drop, and he just tried to force it in there, and by then the defensive back. Seems like the ball is wobbling. Now, that's 3 different occasions that he's had trouble getting the ball downfield.
Well, Seattle sends in a new quarterback now, John Freeze. Normally the backup here in Seattle. And the handoff goes right up the middle. And on the carry that time was Michael Black, the 5'11" rookie out of Washington State. And he picks up maybe a half yard to a yard of the play. Tim Houck makes the defensive stop for Indianapolis. Houck, of course, was picked up, who played for Seattle last year in a backup role. Now 2nd down and 9 for Seattle. Straight I formation in the backfield with 2 wideouts. And John Freeze wants to throw it, does, and he hits his man, but a nice defensive play there by Steve Morrison for Indianapolis. Ronnie Harris made the catch for Seattle. Well, register now at any Mattress Gallery location or Buca di Beppo restaurant for your chance to win dinner and bed at the Colts' next home game. Enjoy your dinner from Buca di Beppo and your sideline seat on a Simmons back care mattress from the Mattress Gallery. 3rd down at about 3.5.
Good shot of Howard Mudd. Great leader, great coach. He does a great job with offensive lines, and he's got a lot of work on this one.
John Freeze barking signals, hands off to Black, and he carries it, looks like, for the 1st down. Michael Black, the rookie, I think picks up 1st and 10. He does.
You got to love it. I mean, if you think about an offensive lineman in the NFL or a coach in the NFL, you think of Howard Mudd. I mean, with his big beard, he's burly, and he's got weighs about 260, 270, and I'll tell you this, players respond well to him. When he was in Cleveland, he had an offensive line that rushed, opened up some holes for Kevin Mack and Ernest Biner, and they each rushed for over 1,000 yards apiece. So he does a great job with offensive lines.
Here's Freeze throwing the football, and he threw the pass behind the receiver. And Bobby Shaw was the intended receiver on the play, but a nice defensive effort that time. But John Freeze really the culprit there with a bad pass. So it'll be second down and 10 now for Seattle. They're starting to use a lot of different people in there. The Colts have several different folks in the defensive backfield at this point. Actually, they've got a whole different defensive unit out there right now. Rico Clark is one of the corners. Here's Freeze handing the ball off. And this is Black. And the rookie again finds some nice running room, but he picks up a first down at the 31-yard line. One thing impressive about Seattle tonight, they've run the ball effectively.
Yeah, they have, and they understand the mismatch, too. Colts came in with 5 defensive backs, a lot of young guys down there, and not big enough. See, the defensive linemen are all trying to get upfield, try to get on the pass rusher, and it's a nice call. Good offensive call where it's a draw, and really just gets that first down for the Seattle Seahawks.
11-yard gain of the play. Wide to the right side this time is Ronnie Harris. To the near side, we have Robert Wilson. And John Freeze back to throw. A lot of pressure this time, and the pass thrown away. He threw it downfield for the tight end Carlester Crumpler. However, he threw that ball to get rid of it. Pressure was marred by the Colts defensive line. So it's going to bring up second down and 10. Down to the 5:55 mark here in the first half of play with the Colts trailing 17-7. Seattle, however, pretty deep in Colt territory. Reggie Brown is checked out of the lineup, and Tyree Davis is now in. And Freeze back to throw again. Another pressure, and this time a sack. And the first sack of the Colts season goes to Steve Martin, a 6'4", third-year player out of Missouri.
There's Steve Martin, defensive tackle, gets himself upfield right here. Just takes it inside of the guard, and Freeze doesn't have any time to do anything about it, but that's what you got to do. On that first snap, on the snap count, make your move, get inside. That's what he did. Big guy, about 295 pounds, but he's very, very quick, and he used his arm. Good technique to get inside.
Long third down play here for Seattle. John Freeze back to throw. Goes for the down. And this one is overthrown. He tried to hit Robert Wilson, and the pass was simply overthrown.
Good coverage by Jeff Burris. Tried to slow it down a little bit. Burris stayed right with him and was watching him. And when he tried to make the move upfield, it was just too late.
Well, Bell Industries wants you to check out the Colts website at www.colts.com. Always fresh and up to date, complete with a chat room and forum. Watch the game and sound off courtesy of Bell Industries. You can also hear the Colts game live on the Colts website. Now the Colts are making some changes now. Nate Jaquette is in the ball game. Now, obviously, he's in to receive as Jeff Eagles now will punt it. And now we've got delay of game being called against Seattle, and that's probably a purposeful delay of game call.
Yeah, I mean, look where the ball is. They're going to try to get it down inside the 10-yard line. Erickson sees that and trying to make that adjustment. And that's almost a given. It's almost like they go to the referee and say, look, just give us the 5-yard penalty and let's move us back.
So Eagles will try to coffin corner this one. Try to get it inside the 5-yard line if possible. Nate Jaquette, of course, is the second-year player out of San Diego State who is back to receive here. And the punt coming down to Jaquette, who fakes it, and it bounces inside the 5 and then takes the Seattle roll down inside the 2-yard line. Well, Nate Jaquette did exactly what he was supposed to do there, Barry.
That's right. His job is if he can't catch the ball, he needs to be outside the 10-yard line, and if he can't make it, he's got to fake it and let it go.
And so the Colts are buried deep in their own territory. When we return, Seattle leading 17-7.
Hey, Bob. We're hot for you. Love Pop-Tarts.
They have frosting. They have real fruit fillings. They have a sense of humor. With Kellogg's Pop-Tarts, something fun always pops up.
It's all your fault. You let her get away!
Volunteerism makes the community better. That's why Volunteer TV honors a volunteer every week. If you know someone who contributes their time to help others, tell us. Send a letter to this address or a fax to 584-1978. And watch our 8 volunteer stories Thursdays at 6 on Volunteer News. When we volunteer, we help solve community problems.
8 Volunteers, sponsored by St. Mary's Hospital and only on Volunteer News. In touch with East Tennessee.
Back here at the Seattle Kingdome, where Indianapolis trails Seattle Seahawks 17-7. 5:13 left of this first half of play, and there was a terrific punt by Jeff Beagles, who got it inside the 5, and it's just a great job by Seattle.
Yeah, I'm sure he planned that ball just to do that. That ball just ran lateral to the goal line. That was just a great play.
Peyton Manning trying to dig the Colts out, but there are flags all over the place. And we'll wait to see what they're all about. It's a false start against the Colts, so that's going to put them even deeper, although it can't put them a lot deeper. Scott Slutzer's in there now for Indianapolis. Of course, Zach Crockett's in. Steve McKinney is the man who went offsides too quickly that time. And now again, the Colts try to dig out from the 1-yard line. And Manning hands to Lamont Warren, who digs his way out to the 5-yard line. That's a pretty good effort by Lamont Warren.
Yeah, and I like that running back, Lamont Warren. He does a lot of good things. He compliments Marshall Faulk. And there's going to be many occasions where Tom Moore expressed his the ability of putting both of them in the game. You see right now, Warren looks like he got hurt a little bit, but on occasion last year, they take Marshall Faulk and just move him out to a wide receiver position, but they had a fullback in the backfield, but he feels confident that he can go ahead and put Marshall Faulk in the back and let Lamont Warren run. But you can see how he rolls his ankle. That is tough.
Yep, that's not good news. Lamont Warren, a very fine running back and a terrific backup to Marshall Faulk, is down and hurting at the 5-yard line. We have 4:53 left. We've also had another injury report from Seattle that James McKnight, the wide receiver, has a hip pointer, and he'll not return tonight. So that's the second player on the Seahawks who has been injured and will not come back. They had also earlier this last week, actually, Frank Beatty, their starting center, was lost, and he's a fine guy who's been around for a long, long time. That if he cannot come back, they think he tore his anterior cruciate ligament. They'll be hurting for a center for a while. Well, we've got September coming up with the start of the regular season. As you all know, this, of course, is the beginning of the exhibition season, and the real thing doesn't start for another few weeks. This look at the whole Colts home schedule is brought to you by National Car Sales, and the opening day, September 6th, as your Hoosier home team battles the Dolphins, or join us in a Mardi Gras celebration as the Colts meet the Saints on September the 27th. Call the Colts ticket office today. Actually, right now, operators are standing by at 317-297-7000 to order your tickets. And listen to the games, of course, on Q95 and the rest of the Colts Media Network. There's Lamont Warren being helped off the field. Jim Moore, of course, looking on. And Peyton Manning thus far in this contest, 3 of 7, 89 yards, a touchdown, and an interception. And that's much what you might expect from a statistical standpoint for a rookie starting his first NFL game.
Right, the quarterback coach, Bruce Arians, probably is helping him understand, yeah, he's going to make mistakes. And being Peyton Manning as he is, I mean, he knows that he's going to make mistakes and he's going to learn from them.
Here we go. Peyton hands off. And this time the Colts are able to get it across the 5-yard line as Zach Crockett carries the pigskin. And he gets it out, probably to the 8. The Colts now will have a third down situation. Call it third and about 5. So at least they got a little work room now.
And there's a lot of things happening out there. Right now, all the players offensively are trying to get used to Peyton Manning. Peyton's trying to get used to all the other little time, and it's going to take a lot of reps. Manning sends Torrance Small in motion. Back to throw this time, and throws it to Zach Crockett out of the backfield, who was knocked out of bounds short of the first down. Didn't quite get there as Fred Thomas brought him down. And so Indianapolis will be forced to punt it away, and Chris Kardaki will come into the ball game.
And that was a good read by Peyton Manning. It's a play-action pass. Backs go to one side, and he's got the option of the tight end downfield or the back out of the backfield, and he takes Zach Crockett thinking that he could get that first down, but he just doesn't get it.
Well, we're going to see Chris Kardaki punt out of the end zone here. Ronnie Harris is back deep to receive. We saw one punt return for a touchdown by Seattle tonight. They don't want to see another one. Here's another fine kick by Kardaki. Driving Harris back inside his 40-yard line. And he cuts it up to the middle and then goes down near the 50. Tim Houck was the defender on the play on special teams for the Indianapolis Colts. And for every Colts punt, American Family Insurance is proud to donate $1 per yard to Emily's Walk to benefit spinal cord injury research. Well, again, Seattle has the football, and this time in very good field position. And field position, Barry, comes into play so much in the NFL.
Yeah, it really does. And you can also see that special teams comes in a lot of play. And, you know, unfortunately, the Colts have not been executing on special teams. I'm sure they'll be emphasizing that during camp. But right now, it's like almost seems like all night tonight, Seattle's had good field position.
Reggie Brown is in the lineup for Seattle, and John Freese hands the ball off. And Amon Green carries this time. As he carries it up near the 45-yard line of Indianapolis, he picks up about 6 yards on the play. Make it 5. Lamont Warren there being taken off on the cart. And Warren, of course, hasn't been injured very often in his NFL career. He's always been very durable. Second and 5 for Seattle. Breeze rolls to his right, throws over the middle, and it's a nice defensive play by Tyrone Poole.
Good coverage. Poole knows that that was a play-action pass, and he was trying to get back inside of the receiver. When you got a play-action pass, a lot of times you're chasing the play, and Poole's a good athlete, and he's really got a lot of speed, and he was able to make up ground and get his hand in there and block that pass.
Tim Hobbs, Steve Rosga both come out of the ball game. They had a lot of different faces in there defensively for the Colts that time. Jason Belzer and Ray McElroy are back in the ball game, along with Poole and Burris. And John Freese on 3rd down and 5. Looks, fires, and incomplete. And the pass was intended for the tight end. That was James May, a 7th-year player out of North Carolina. But the coverage there for Indianapolis very good, and Jeff Fiegels will come in now to do the punting for Seattle. Nate Jaquette is back around his own 10-yard line. So this time the Indianapolis defense does a nice job. Fiegels gets the punt away. And Jaquette will let the ball fly, and it goes out of bounds. That was a 41-yard punt. But I think they're going to mark it out right around the 13-yard line. And so the Colts will come back out of the field with 2:41 left here in the first half. And Peyton Manning, as promised by Jim Mora, has played the entire first half thus far. Ball was marked at the 13. Abu Wilson is now the new running back in the ball game for the Colts. And this young man has looked very good. He's out of Utah State. To the near side, we've got some new receivers in there. E.G. Green seeing his first action of the night. The rookie out of Florida State. Freddie Scott's also in. And Peyton Manning hands the ball off. And Abu Wilson carries the pigskin, but for very little yardage on the left side.
And the left side is one of the areas that Howard Mudd, the offensive line coach, really wants to work on. He wants Tarek Glenn to be that premier offensive tackle to the open side. He wants him to be able to not only run block, but, take on probably the premier pass rushers on the left side, and that's the blind side to Peyton Manning. So you see Tarek Glenn coming in like 20 pounds lighter than Camp, and that's a good sign that he's ready to play.
Here's Peyton Manning back to throw, fires to E.G. Green, who makes the catch, but is hit and goes down immediately by Fred Thomas. So the rookie gets baptized on his first catch of the ball game, and he goes down around the 17 or 18-yard line as we come to the 2-minute warning. And this 2-minute warning timeout is brought to you by JTM. Grill and Ribs with Free Boomers Heroes barbecue sauce for a whole lot of taste and a whole lot of fun.
Start with Gillette for women and be ready for anything. Ready to begin? Gillette for women. Are you ready to feel soft, feel smooth, feel beautiful? Gillette for women. Are you ready?
Here's the thing about love. You never know when it's looking your way. Here's the thing about 1-800-CALL-ATT for collect calls. One low rate, anytime, anywhere, period. So you use 1-800-CALL-ATT and say, hey, put dinner in the freezer, Ma, because I just saw me an angel. Here's another thing about love. It hurts. Love comes and goes. But 1-800-CALL-ATT is the guaranteed cheap way to make collect calls.
So your hair's a little damaged? That's okay. Really damaged? Even better.
When you're battling hot summer weather, this is the perfect escape. But fighting summer heat is a daily struggle for many folks. Hello, I'm Volunteer TV Chief Meteorologist Rick Cashby, asking you to bring cool comfort to the area's needy and elderly.
Volunteer Heat Relief. Donate a new or used fan at any area Lowe's, St. Mary's, Redbox, Fox Toyota, Rick McGill's Toyota, and Toyota of Knoxville.
The heat is rising, but relief is in sight. Help Volunteer TV bring relief from the summer heat.
Special teams, it's offense, and it's a matter of time. It's just getting those reps in there. You see Peyton Manning coming to the ball. He's got a lot of work to do.
Peyton, all receivers are essentially in this time as Peyton drops back to throw and fires it over the middle to Green, who makes the catch, but he's going nowhere after a 2-yard pickup. E.G. Green, the rookie out of Florida State. And it'll be 4th down for Indianapolis. The Colts will be forced to punt it away, and I believe we have a timeout called here by Seattle. So the Seahawks call time to stop the clock with 1:45 to go, and of course they're hoping to get good field position on this punt return. The injury to Lamont Warren, he sprained his right ankle, and it will be x-rayed. So we'll hopefully have something for you about Lamont's situation before this ball game is over with tonight.
One of the things about quarterbacks is being able to read the right routes and make the right reads. And on that play, really, Seattle does a good job downfield of covering all the routes, and he has to go to the shorter route. And that's what, when you look at that, it might not have a lot of yardage on it, but what happens is he makes a good read, and that's what he goes away with.
All right, we're waiting for Chris Garnacchi's punt here. He's back around his own 6-yard line, and it is Tyree Davis, who is back to receive for Seattle around his 39. Good snap back by Banta, and here's the punt. It's a very short punt this time. And it'll bounce down inside the 40-yard line, but bounce back upfield and take the roll, and they're going to say it was down at about the 44. So that's where Seattle will take over on their own 44-yard line, 1st and 10, and their offense comes back onto the field. Well, beginning September 5th, catch the Bill Polian Show on WB4. Hear from the coaches, the players, and the Colts GM himself. Bill Polian as he looks back at last week's game and previews tomorrow's matchup. That's the Bill Polian Show, Saturdays at 10:30 p.m. on WB4. And Bill will be our halftime guest here tonight and join us as well for a good portion of the 3rd quarter. So we're looking forward to having the new president of the Colts with us at halftime and in the 3rd period of play. John Freeze, the quarterback for Seattle, as they try to get something on the board here in a 2-minute drill. And Freeze throws the ball. It's incomplete. Ball batted up in the air off the receiver, Robert Wilson this time. And good defensive coverage by the Colts.
Again, Burris doing a good job of reading the route, coming back in and making the play. And that's what you got to do. You got to keep your eye on the receiver, and that's what he does. He sees the ball come in there. To think a lot of this guy. Brought him from Buffalo, and he's done a lot of great things. And I know that when I played against him, he makes some big things happen, and the Colts are looking for a lot of big things from him.
Here's a handoff to Amon Green. The rookie out of Nebraska does a nice job of picking up 8 yards as he carries it into Colt territory to the 48-yard line. Obviously, the running game has been something that Seattle has really relied on tonight, and now they go to it here in this 2-minute situation. And now flags are thrown as we may have a false start against Seattle.
Seattle's done a great job offensively. Good play calling because they've mixed it up. They run the ball, they mix it up with like a 2-step drop, and then go deep, and then they run. They really have the Colts defense a little bit confused.
I think Deems May, the tight end, may have jumped off sides that time as the play unfolded. So they walk off 5. It'll now be 3rd down, and the ball is back at the 47-yard line of Seattle. 3rd down at about 7. John Freese has struggled of late. 6 straight incompletions in his last 6 throws. And here he goes back to throw once again. This will be a flat pass, and wide open out here is Michael Black. And Black has picked up the 1st down as he carries it to the 42-yard line of Indianapolis. Carlton Gray on the coverage to make the stop, but Black was wide open out of the backfield.
Nice call. Everybody is upfield defensively, and Black just slides out of the backfield on a swing pass, and Freese sees it underneath. Now he just gets himself upfield. Now watch this. Good job of finding the 1st down marker, getting past it, and getting the 1st.
Michael Black is still in there. Ronnie Wilson is back in the ball game, and there's a flat pass to him. Robert Wilson makes the catch and goes out of bounds near the 33-yard line.
Good execution right now. You see Seattle really doing a good job of time management of getting out of bounds, stopping the clock, running those out routes by the sideline, and the receivers know what they're supposed to be doing, and that's to get out of bounds.
2nd down and 1. The ball at the 33-yard line. There's still 1 minute and 1 second remaining in this first half, with Seattle on top 17-7. Michael Black, the single running back with 3 wide receivers, and John Freese on 2nd and 1, hands to Black, who takes it right up the middle. A nice spin move as he carries it across the 30 and down near the 26-yard line. Another 1st down as Monty Montgomery makes the tackle, and now a timeout is being called once again. So we have 56 seconds remaining in the half, and Seattle utilizing that clock effectively, and they have the football resting down at the Colts 26-yard line. Seattle has looked impressive, especially on the ground tonight. Kidner was very impressive with his passing. John Freese has not been anywhere near as effective with the passing part of the game, but he's done a nice job here in this 2-minute drill thus far.
And, Don, if you go back to really the cause of it is because Seattle has been able to run the ball. And, boy, that just opens up a lot of opportunities for an offense.
Well, are you a loud and proud Colts fan between the ages of 12 and 18? You could be on the field with the Colts. Register at the Cameron Springs display at Mars Supermarkets beginning August 10th for a chance to be the official Cameron Springs water boy or girl of the game. Get into the action with Cameron Springs and the Colts. There you see center Jay Lillenberg as Seattle sets its team 1st and 10 at the 27-yard line of Indianapolis. And the give, Black, nope, he threw it. John Freese, and it's almost picked off. Carlton Gray on the coverage. Tyree Davis was the intended receiver. Nice bit of faking that time by Freese as he faked the handoff to Ronnie Black, or Michael Black, my apology, but nevertheless, the pass incomplete, and Freese continues to struggle with the passing game.
One of the rare times Rusty Tillman, the defensive coordinator, brought the free safety or brought a safety. They had a blitz on and really got Freese to think about being hit, and that's why he didn't throw the ball on target.
Ronnie Harris is in the ball game, along with Robert Wilson and Black, and back to throw Freese. And this ball is caught out here, and Robert Wilson makes the catch for a 1st down just inside the 16-yard line.
See, the corners in this situation, less than 2 minutes, less than 1 minute, you got to get up there on that wide receiver, and that's what they're doing. They're giving them too much cushion, and they're just curling in front of them. They just curl out. The ball's already there, and he gets out of bounds, stops the clock, and gets the 1st down. So defensive backs have to get more aggressive. And that takes a lot of confidence to be able to step it up in there and take them on. But
Chris Jackson is the new wide receiver in the game to the right side. And James McKnight is now back in there. No, check it is not McKnight. Here's Freese throwing, and it is incomplete. He was trying to hit Tyree Davis. And the pass was just off of Davis's fingertips. And so So it'll be second down and 10 now. The ball to the 15-yard line, and still 43 seconds left. So the Seahawks are doing a terrific job of utilizing the clock here.
Yeah, they are. Good management right now. It's like Carlton Gray happens to be their victim right now. He's been able to do a lot of different things in front of them, and Carlton has to get up in people's faces. Those corners have to be aggressive, and you got to play that technique and make the play.
Second and 10 with Black, the running back. And John Freeze back to throw. Quick pass over the middle, and a touchdown as Deans May takes it into the end zone. The tight end was wide open, and John Freeze did not hesitate. Saw him immediately and put it right in his chest. And so Seattle does exactly what they hoped in their 2-minute drill. Put 6 on the board with 39 seconds to go.
Well, at 6'4", 263 pounds, that's a nice target, rolling right down the middle of the field. Deems May right there, just a really nice play, was in the right position, and Freeze gets the ball to him.
And Wade Ritchie now comes in to attempt the extra point try for Seattle. He's a rookie kicker, and the kick is up. It is good. And Seattle takes control of this football game at the end of the first half, as they now lead it 24-7 over the Indianapolis Colts. And obviously the Colts have a lot of work to do. Barry, last year we saw very much the same kind of a first half.
Yeah, obviously the defense is struggling out there, and that's one of the things that really sets the tone for the game. Is a defense that wants to get up in people's faces and make some things happen, but that's just a blown coverage down the middle of the field. And you can't let a receiver right there. You see defensive linemen and defensive backs looking around. You got to know before the play who you have on a coverage, mostly a man-to-man coverage. And Freeze just does a great job, heads-up play, at seeing the open receiver.
Well, the Colts getting a chance here to run the football one more time. Typo McGuire will come into the ball game to receive along with Nate Jacquette. And Wade Ritchie will be kicking off for Seattle. And Peyton Manning, I assume, will come out of the field for one more opportunity here at the close of the first half. Again, just 39 seconds left, but the Colts will get a chance to utilize a little of their 2-minute drill as well. And here's the boot by Ritchie. Came up to make the tackle for the Seattle Seahawks. So out of the field come the Colts offensively with Peyton Manning. E.G. Green will be one of the wide receivers. We'll take a look here at the numbers here in the first half of Manning. 6 of 10 for 99 yards, a touchdown and an interception. Kitna, 9 of 13 for 92. The same story, 1 TD, 1 interception. 3 wide receivers for Peyton Manning as he drops back to throw and threw it out here, and it was intended out of the backfield for the first-year player of Blue Wilson, who never saw it coming.
Well, Peyton Manning saw a defense coming at him, and he had to get rid of the ball. And he just looked for the first thing that he could throw the ball at. Good penetration by Seattle Seahawks of getting in Peyton Manning's face. And, that's one of the tough things that a quarterback has to do. Mostly a rookie out there is you got somebody in your face trying to get the ball downfield.
Single running back, 3 wide receivers for Indianapolis. Blue Wilson is behind Manning, and here's Manning back to throw. Throws it out here, and I think Torrance Small makes the catch. Nope. Yes, it was. Torrance Small, the 6'3", 7th-year player out of Alcorn State. Of the acquisitions of the Colts this year, I think this is a very important one.
Yeah, they're really excited about him, and they really believe, mostly Tom Moore, the offensive coordinator, feels really good about their wide receiving core, and this Small just really added another feature to this offense. And once this kid right now gets himself settled and gets a couple games underneath his belt and he feels more confidence, he's going to find those receivers downfield. And also the offensive line, everything coming together, that intangible working together, and it's going to take a little bit of time so that everybody on the field gets comfortable with his, Peyton Manning's cadence and also understanding each other. You look at the Marino wide receiver kind of situation with the Marks brothers. I mean, they knew each other inside and out, and it's going to take a little bit of time.
E.G. Green, one of the new receivers. Typo McGuire's in there as well. Peyton Manning is back to throw. And he fires the ball. E.G. Green makes a diving grab, and did he come up with it, or did it get trapped? I think he made the catch. and Peyton Manning spikes the ball to stop the clock. So we have 5 seconds remaining here in the first half, and the Colts will have time for one more play before the half comes to a close. So you can see that Jim Moore is trying to get Peyton all the work he can get him. Well, at Conseco, a leader in the financial services industry, performance is what matters. For each first down, Conseco will donate $75 to the Alzheimer's Association, which provides information and support to those affected by Alzheimer's disease. Conseco proudly supports the community and the Indianapolis Colts. We're ready. Peyton Manning sets his team, drops back with 5 seconds to go. Now fires downfield deep. And the ball is knocked down from E.G. Green. Good defensive play by Fred Thomas, and that will close out the first half of play. But that was a pretty good scramble by Peyton Manning to get out in the open so he could throw the football. So we are at halftime here at the Kingdom in Seattle. The score reads 24-7. The Seattle Seahawks on top of the Indianapolis Colts. Don't go away. We'll be joined by President Bill Polian here at halftime.
It's a hot one out there. It's going to be a scorcher. You're going to be in the beach. Don't forget the suntan.
Something wrong, Flex? I need to make a call, but they left me change on the blanket. I see, and your precious little tootsies can't bear the walk back, can they? No, not to worry. Just dial 1-800-COLLECT. It's fast and really easy to use. 1-800-COLLECT's a lifesaver. How can I ever thank you? Tell your friends. 1-800-COLLECT. It's fast, it's easy, it's safe.
How a secret agent eats a Reese's peanut butter cup. I slip in unnoticed, penetrate the defenses, secure the discs, then destroy the evidence.
There's no wrong way to eat a Reese's.
5 minutes here, 10 minutes there. Each minute in the sun can show up on your skin. This summer, try new Lubriderm Daily UV, the moisturizer with SPF 15 protection. Later, Gator. Hello, sunshine.
Like all parents, I want my child to have the best of everything, especially education. That's why I support the Arts Council. Each year, the Arts Council makes it possible for 75,000 children to hear the symphony, work with professional artists in the classroom, and participate in the National Scholastic Art Awards competition. But to provide these opportunities to our children, the Arts Council needs your help. Do it for the future of our children. Thank you.
Tonight's halftime is brought to you by Burger King, GTE North, and Conseco. Well, back at the Kingdom here in Seattle, we're at halftime. The score, as you can see, Seattle 24, Indianapolis 7. And joining us here on our halftime show is the president of the Indianapolis Colts, Bill Polian. Well, Bill, I know the first half is not what you wanted to see, at least from a scoring standpoint.
Well, it's not, but we're getting some good work done, and that's the important thing in the preseason. We had some bright spots, which was the play of the offensive line. Peyton, by and large, did okay. The one interception he just threw into a crowd, made up his mind who he was going to go to. Rookies are rookies. It doesn't matter how talented they are. But we protected them pretty well. We ran the ball pretty well with Marshall in there. That's about it. The most disquieting thing is the special teams play, and it's been nothing short of awful from the perspective of team speed. We got to improve that, and we will. But you know, you can't be happy about that. Defensively, we made 2 mistakes in the red zone, coverage mistakes. I don't know exactly who was responsible, whether it's
Well, here at the Kingdom in Seattle, where the Seahawks lead the Colts 24-7, and obviously Bill Polian was not real pleased with what he saw out on the field in the first half of play, especially from the defensive standpoint and from special teams. And obviously those are areas where he feels they've got to really shore up the ship. But you can tell just by his tone of voice, Barry, that this guy is very serious about getting this football team well in a hurry.
Yeah, it'll be an interesting flight back to Indianapolis tonight. But, you know, one of the things that in special teams,
you know, when you talk about that, it doesn't take much more than a lot of pride running down there. So you got to find a lot of players that want to make this football team. And for a lot of guys on this team, that, you know, this is a chance for them to shine. They might not ever have an opportunity like this. And I know a lot of players that have made the team and made a starting lineup, starting it with the special team. So, you know, it's unfortunate, but Bill Polian will make some changes. You can tell that.
We asked Jim Mora, the head coach of the Colts, what he expected to see in the second half.
Yeah, we've got to get people in there to evaluate them, and we've got a lot of good competition on this team. There's some young players. There's some players right now that are backups on our depth chart that we feel have a chance to play, and maybe we'll end up being better than some of the guys that right now are starters. So we've got to get them in the game so that we can evaluate them and, again, make the right decisions. So we'll play most of the people on our squad over the course of the game.
Well, that's always something you'll see in the second half of ball games, especially in the exhibition season, and we're going to see a lot of Kelly Holcomb in this second half, as well as probably Jim Kubiak and Bill Musgrave as well. So we're going to probably take a look at all of the quarterbacks and a lot more of the second, third, and fourth team players that are a part of this ball club and trying to make this team.
You know, one of the challenges for this new coaching staff is trying to make those evaluations, and they're constantly evaluating on the practice field and during the football games. They want to get as many people out there, just like Jim Morris said, so that they can get a better opinion of them. And a lot of times they got to make some tough decisions, and it's based upon some of the earlier games, and some of these guys don't realize that might be their opportunity to make this football team.
Michael McGuire and Nate Jaquette are the two deep backs for the Colts to receive this kick from Wade Ritchie. In the first half, Peyton Manning, 8 of 13 for 111 yards, a touchdown and an interception. Marshall Falk ran 6 times for 33 yards. Marvin Harrison made a catch for 48 and a touchdown, and Jerome Payton a catch for a 36-yard return, or 36 yards. He also had a kickoff return, actually 2 of them for 63 yards.
So one of the things we didn't really talk about that much in the first half, and really the credit should be due to them, is the offensive line, like Bill Polian. They did a pretty good job up front, moving up, getting some holes opened up for Marshall Falk, and, you know, giving quarterback Peyton Manning a little bit of time to find those receivers. So they did a pretty good job. They got a lot of work to do, and I'm sure Howard Mudd, you know, is going to review these films and do a lot of work.
Here's the kickoff by Ritchie, and it'll go into the end zone, and Kaipo was the closest man to it, but he will not be able to return it, and it'll come out to the 20-yard line on the touchback. We're expecting at some point here in the third quarter to be joined by Bill Brooks, the new Director of Community Development and Player Relations for the Colts. And he'll be with us here sometime here in the third period. So stay with us for that interesting interview. Kelly Holcomb comes out of the field to start the second half. The Middle Tennessee State product last year saw some action with this football team. And in '97, he actually threw 73 times, completed 45 of those for 454 yards. Holcomb sets his team with 2 wide receivers, single running back. Holcomb fell down handing the ball to Abu Wilson, but Wilson does make the good carry for good yardage on the play.
You know, Kelly Holcomb is a really talented athlete, and he's just got a great attitude. He ended the season on a sour note, throwing 3 interceptions, but I asked him one time last year when he had fractured his finger, why didn't he leave the game? And he sort of just laughed and shrugged it off, and he says, oh, Barry, he goes, when I was in college, I broke my jaw during the game, and I finished the game. He goes, a broken finger's not really anything. I go, man, I like you.
Second down and 1. Abu Wilson's carry was good for 9 yards, and he has the first down as he cuts it to the outside. And this first-year play out of Utah State does a nice job of picking up the first down, and then some extra yards to boot. James Logan makes the tackle for Seattle. Colts need to get things going here strong in the second half to get back in this football game after trailing 24-7 at the break. They have a look at a couple of the Colts. Johnson is now over the ball at center. Second team offensive line is in there, and we'll touch on those fellas a little bit more here in a moment. Holcomb hands to Abu Wilson, breaks it to the outside, and carries for another big gainer as he gets it very close to a first down around the 47. Eric Stokes makes the tackle this time for Seattle, but Abu Wilson is looking good here at the outset of the second half.
Yeah, good push on the left side. The offensive line doing a good job right there. Kip Vickers out there leading. Turning the defensive lineman or linebacker back inside, and he takes it outside and leaps over the defensive back. Good coordination, good job of just finding the open area, which happened to be the outside making the play.
Ball at the 47 now. They're bringing the chains out to take a look. Wilson with 4 carries now, 26 yards game. Most of that damage done here in the second half. I think he had 1 carry in the first half of play. And this, the chains being stretched out show about 4 or 5 inches short of a first down. The Colts did come into this contest and into this season hoping to really establish the running game. And that's one of the efforts that the offense is going to try and do this year. One of the things that does, that takes some of the pressure off of Peyton Manning.
Oh, yeah. When you got push up front, I mean, anybody can offensively do a lot of different things, but you get that push up front. And plus, when you do that, it's just physical. I mean, you get physical with the defensive linemen, and they got a lot of pride, and it takes a lot away from the defense.
Here's Kelly Holcomb handing to Abu Wilson, and he gets hit. Deshaun Miles came up and made some kind of hit, the linebacker, for the Seattle Seahawks. And they stop him dead in his tracks. No gain in the play. It'll be 3rd down and about, I'll call it a yard.
Well, that was just a great read, and he found the hole, and he made the play in the backfield. Just great play by the linebacker right there. Look, he slips right through, takes his helmet, drills him in the chest. Great heads-up play by the middle linebacker.
So now 3rd and a yard, and Kelly Holcomb hands to Abu Wilson again. This time he pounds his way forward, and he picks up the first down.
If you notice, Abu is just trying to take it inside. And then when he sees everything inside, he just goes back outside, and he's been making a lot of yardage on the outside. Good job, and that's what you need out of a running back, is the ability to look and periph and look for that opening hole wherever it is. I mean, the offensive line can only do so much. I mean, if defensive lines are stunning inside, jamming it up inside, they got to take it back outside.
So 1st and 10 for the Colts. The ball resting at the 49-yard line of Indianapolis. Van is now at the center spot, and back goes Kelly Holcomb to throw. Fires downfield wide open, and the catch made by Torrance Small at the 30-yard line where he is down. Reggie Rusk makes the play defensively, but what a job Torrance Small did. He left the defender in the dust.
Sam Adams was all over Kelly Holcomb. He had just come in there, and Kelly Holcomb, now watch, to your left of your screen. Now Holcomb sees it, and watch, and he feels the pressure. Boom, he gets the ball off, finds that open receiver just standing out there. That's a sweet deal.
I said Banner was in the ball game at center. He's actually in there at tight end. Bradford is one of the tight ends on this football team, but his primary duty is as the snapper on both punts and field goals. Here's the snap, and Holcomb, nice fake, rolls to his left, throws the football, and it is pulled in out there by Bradford Banner.
The big guy's being highlighted. He's not one of the fastest guys out there, but he does a good job. A real smart player. Always in the right place at the right time. I'll tell you this. They use him a lot of times for blocking, but this time he does a good job of releasing out. It's a play-action pass, and Kelly Holcomb throws a little wobbly pass, and Bradford Banner coming down with the catch and the first down.
So the football resting at the 17-yard line of Seattle. The Colts have a nice drive going here to start the 3rd quarter. E.G. Green is checked into the lineup. Torrance Small also there, both wideouts. And Cliff Gross in at fullback, and he dives over the middle and carries it for about 2 yards to the 15. Gross out of Texas A&M has hung on with his ball club the last 2 or 3 years, and every time he gets in a ball game, he seems to do a nice job. They have come up with the injury report on Lamont Warren, and he has the x-rays that reveal just a sprained ankle, so that's good news.
That's good news because if you think about the joints, the knee or the ankle could go, and you can rehab an ankle a lot better than a knee.
Colts have a 2nd down. And Holcomb wanting to throw, does, and Torrance Small makes the catch, and into the end zone, touchdown Colts. Nice job as Reggie Rusk, the defender, was beaten by Torrance Small twice on that play.
Great job by the offensive line of holding the Seattle Seahawks off of Holcomb. Now watch this fake. It's a fake trap inside. Now watch. Actually, the receiver goes back inside, and then Holcomb doesn't want to throw it inside. He waits for Small to go back outside, and what happens is he finds him on the outside. Now watch this. You get a better look at it. He waits for the receiver to go back outside. He knew that inside the defender was going to cover him inside, so he goes back outside. Just good read by Kelly Holcomb and a good execution.
And that was under some pressure, too, because Holcomb had somebody right in his face. Mike Bonderjack is on to do the extra point kicking here for the Colts, and and he knocks it home, and the Colts are right back in this football game. The score, Seahawks 24, Indianapolis 14, 10:07 left in the third quarter.
Boy meets girl. It happens every day on the singles line.
It's not always easy to know when there's a mutual attraction. I like the singles line because it's easy to show interest or not without hurting anyone's feelings.
I like learning about a person before talking to them, and it didn't cost me a penny to try it.
Discover a new way to meet the nicest people in Knoxville. The Knoxville Singles Line, 470-2299.
Capture a sleek 1999 Mercury Cougar. It could be yours from Volunteer TV, B97.5, Coca-Cola, and Lincoln Mercury. Watch Volunteer News weeknights at 6 to learn the Cougar keyword of the day. Then listen middays to Jennifer Scott on B97.5. Be the correct caller, and you qualify to capture a Cougar. Want more chances to win? Visit any Lincoln Mercury dealer or Coca-Cola displays at area Kroger supermarkets to register. Plus, jump on the net and register at volunteertv.com. Capture a Cougar.
The Super Summer Sale. A quality business suit from American Clothing will enhance your image.
Especially at 50% off.
New 3-button styling.
$350 suits are half price.
Corelli, Bozzella, Lazuna, only $175.
$400 suits half price.
By Alan St. George and Nino Cerruti, only $200.
$450 suits half price.
Gianni Manzoni, only $225. Enhance your boardroom image and save 50% now at American Clothing during the Super Summer Sale.
Tonight's game is brought to you in part by Marsh. A 6-year veteran is the supermarket of the Colts. By Coca-Cola, always the Colts, always Coca-Cola. By Huntington Bank, open a Colts Club checking account and get the NFL VIP treatment. By Clarion Health. By the Montgomery Inn, the Colts Monday Night Football Restaurant. And by the Colts play-by-play sweepstakes from Sprint and Logo Athletic, giving Colts fans a prize on every play of the 98th regular season. This is Michael Black on the return for Seattle. He gets it across the 25-yard line before he's knocked down by the Colts special teams. Well, let's take a look at the Bank One scoring recap after Kelly Holcomb did a terrific job of taking this Colt football offense down the field. And this, of course, the touchdown pass thrown to Torrance Small, who made a nice play. And he did a great job of beating Reggie Rust there. As we indicated, the Bank One scoring recap here shows 80 yards, 10 plays, 453, and a nice job by the Colts second team. And we'll be back with more of our action here in the third quarter after we pause for these messages.
Attention homeowners, this is a special announcement. Equitable Mortgage is now taking calls to help customers take charge of their financial future. Call 1-800-398-LOAN for bill consolidation, home repairs, or cash for any reason. Applications are now being accepted, regardless of your credit history. If you're behind on payments, call now. Learn how you can get the cash you need within a few days. Take care of your financial worries with one easy phone call to Equitable Mortgage at 1-800-398-LOAN. Lady Ball season ticket applications are now on the shelf. Look for the Fast Break of Champions brochure throughout Knoxville. Inside every package you get, Shamiqua Holtzclaw's final season as a Lady Ball, the quest for championship number 7, and Pat Summitt's 25th season as head coach of the Lady Balls. Get yours today, or call the Lady Balls ticket office at 974-0001. Sponsored by Volunteer TV, News Talk 99, and the Knoxville News Sentinel. Don't blink. Season tickets for the Fast Break of Champions won't last long.
Hi, I'm Pat Summitt. St. Jude Children's Research Hospital is a haven of hope for children stricken by cancer and other catastrophic diseases. I'm happy to support this incredible institution and ask that you join me during our annual Knoxville dinner and golf invitation. Your support will guarantee that, as always, no child is ever turned away from St. Jude Hospital for financial reasons. Please support St. Jude Children's Research Hospital and join our winning team.
Third quarter, 24-14 the score. Seahawks on top of the Colts, but a nice drive to start the second half for Indianapolis. This is John Freeze, the quarterback for Seattle, with a pitch back to Black, or make it Amon Green, who carries the ball to the 30-yard line for about 3 yards. And Bill Polian, of course, trying to get things shored up with this defensive unit here in the second half. We are joined by a guest here at halftime, Billy Bush, the longtime Colt, who is now the Director of Community Development and Player Relations. You got to tell me what all that means.
I don't know what it means myself, but no. What it means is that Mr. Ursay wants to get out in the community, and I want to be a part of that, getting out in the community and being an extension for the Colts out into the community, and also get the players out involved in the community.
Well, it sounds like it's going to be a really fun time for you, and here is a handoff to Amon Green once again. Billy, what's your impression in the first half of play of this ball game, and what you thought you saw out there on the field?
Well, I saw some things that first of all, I saw a Seattle team that's already played a game, and the Colts is their first real live game that they play, so you can see the difference a little bit. Seattle might be a little bit more polished right now than the Colts are, but that's going to come for the Colts, and I think as they keep on playing and practicing and have more games, things will get better for them.
Well, Billy, congratulations. You were just, you're going to get your name up on the Ring of Honor, and I think that's a great honor. What's that feel like?
Well, it's exciting. I'm still kind of shocked and as far as what's going to happen on that day, but it's a great honor. I thank Mr. Ursay for that honor as far as putting me up there next to his father.
There was a pass completed from John Freeze to Bobby Shaw for the Seattle Seahawks, and a first down at the 44-yard line. Bill, that has to be some kind of an honor, and of course, a well-deserved one, because you did a great job for the Colts in your career.
Well, thank you very much. Just want to go out there and do the best I can, and also I want to be a part of the community and give back something that the community gave to me.
Here's Freeze once again, and he pitches back to Amon Green. And the rookie out of Nebraska carries it for 3 or 4 yards as he's knocked out of bounds around the 47-yard line. Bill, when you're a player and you've been a player for so long and now you're retired, is it a tough situation? Do you want to get back out there sometime?
Sometimes you want to get out there and you see things happening, especially sitting up here in the booth. I see things happen. I get kind of antsy and jump a little bit, but I'm real comfortable in what I'm doing right now. My days we're playing from 86 to 90, or from 86 to 96, and it's all with me for me right now, and I enjoy what I'm doing, and these guys are going to do a great job, and I want to be there for the ride.
Right now, John Freeze trying to get Seattle across the 50-yard line at a second down play, and again he hands off to Amon Green, who hits a brick wall at the 49-yard line of the Colts. Nice stop by Radcliffe Thomas, who was just joined the ball club this past week, the new linebacker, first-year player out of the University of Maryland.
Billy, the night before the game, last night, did you have any feelings like you used to have, and maybe the day of the game, like today? Did you have like that sense of urgency, like, come on, baby, I got to get it up?
No, I really didn't. Today I didn't have that. I know some of the guys, I know before when I played during preseason, I hated waiting all night for a game, and I was nervous and I had butterflies and kind of anxious to get the game going, but today I didn't have that, which is not a bad feeling.
Third down at about 4 for Seattle now. Chris Jackson, one of the wideouts. Amon Green is also in there. Here's a pitch, and it is incomplete. Ball was thrown a little bit high this time, but a good defensive play as well by the Colts. Deems May was the intended receiver. See the replay here. And just a poorly thrown pass that time by John Freeze. Just had a little problem in this ball game throwing the football. Dirk Johnson is now in to do the punting. Nate Jaquette is back deep for the Colts. And a high spiral. He's trying to keep it inside the 10 if he can. It bounces down inside the 10 and jumps to the end zone, but they say it went out at the 1-yard line. That's the second time tonight Seattle has gotten an incredible break on a punt.
And Jaquette's doing what he's supposed to do. I mean, he knows that if the ball's inside the 10-yard line, he's got to get himself out of there, not touch the ball, just let it go. And that's what he does. He sees where it is, and he gets himself out of the way, and it's just a good punt. That's good, well executed.
It's good punt, and the return at that time have no choice to do what he does.
And we'll be back after these messages with the score, Seattle on top of Indianapolis.
Volunteerism makes the community better. That's why Volunteer TV honors a volunteer every week. If you know someone who contributes their time to help others, tell us. Send a letter to this address or a fax to 584-1978. And watch our 8 volunteer stories Thursdays at 6 on Volunteer News. When we volunteer, we help solve community problems.
8 Volunteers, sponsored by St. Mary's Hospital and only on Volunteer News. In touch with East Tennessee.
I'm 8 in touch with your health reporter, Jane Joseph, with my mother, Dee. We're friends for life.
Besides being mother and daughter, we share another common bond, the importance of monthly self-breast exams.
Breast cancer is a commonly diagnosed cancer with women, and that's why it's so important to become a friend for life.
Pick up a WVLT Friends for Life packet at Baptist Health Information Centers. Call Ask a Nurse at 632-5200 or visit the American Cancer Society.
Learn how to protect yourself.
And the ones you love. Become a friend for life.
Who's the man? Who's the man?
Exercised lately?
A winner with the finish line's Dash for Cash. During home games, cheer on your favorite contestant, and you could be a winner at the finish line. Check the ad in the Colts Scout for more information. Well, the Colts find themselves trailing by 10, 24-14, scored in their first drive of the third quarter to get back in this football game, but Seattle's done a nice job with the punt to put the Colts deep in their own territory, and now Kelly Holcomb will try to dig them out of there. Boo Wilson is one of the running backs with Zach Crockett, and here's the handoff, and it is actually Cliff Gross, and he carries it out to the 6-yard line, and that was just a head-to-head play by Cliff Gross and a nice run.
Another great job by Seattle with their special teams. I mean, when you talk about special teams, you're looking at good field position, and that's all they've done all night. They've put their offense, put their defense in good positions, and really a disadvantage for the Colts. That's 2 inside the 10-yard line, and tough for an offense. It squeezes down the field for an offense when they're coming out of the end zone.
Second down, the ball at the 6-yard line now, and here's the handoff, and again, Seattle's right there to stop the play. Boo Wilson carries this one, but maybe only a 2-yard gain of the play out to the 8-yard line.
Billy, what are your thoughts on Peyton Manning so far?
I think Peyton Manning's done a good job. I think just watching his mechanics, that's what more so I was looking at, more so than the completions and incompletions and TDs. But thanks to the things he did, putting the ball on the receivers, he did a great job, especially for his first live game as an NFL quarterback.
Third down and 4, 3 wide receivers for the Colts. Boo Wilson, the lone running back. Kelly Holcomb, and now the whistles blow, and we're going to have a timeout, I believe, called by Seattle. So Seattle does call a timeout here. Apparently the defense was a little confused as to what was going on out there. And so we have time for a break with 5:44 to go in the third quarter of play with Seattle on top by 10.
When you're battling hot summer weather, this is the perfect escape. But fighting summer's heat is a daily struggle for many folks. Hello, I'm Volunteer TV Chief Meteorologist Rick Cashley, asking you to bring cool comfort to the area's needy and elderly.
Volunteer Heat Relief. Donate a new or used fan at any area Lowe's, St. Mary's, Redbox, Fox Toyota, Rick McGill's Toyota, and Toyota of Knoxville.
The heat is rising, but relief is in sight. Help Volunteer TV bring relief from the summer heat.
Now you can experience one of the greatest collections of 20th century American art. It's Masterworks of American Art from the Munson Williams Proctor Institute Collection, a special exhibition at the Knoxville Museum of Art. It's one of the greatest collections of 20th century American art, presented by Clayton Family Foundation, Bank First, and Clayton Homes Incorporated. Running from February 27th to August 23rd.
The Yankee tradition is one of the greatest in all of sports. But even it pales by comparison to the Shriners tradition of helping kids. Shriners Hospitals are world leaders in orthopedic and burn medicine, providing expert medical care and services without charge. There's no cost and no catch, and it's some of the finest medical care available. To refer a child like Lauren here, or to find out more, call this toll-free number.
1-800-237-5055.
Well, stop by the RCA display at H.H. Gregg and drop in your entry to win 4 tickets to a Colts game, an RCA DSS satellite dish, and 1 year of service from H.H. Gregg. Our score, of course, as you can see there, Seattle by 10. Bill Brooks has joined us here in the booth here in the third period of play. Bill, talk a little bit about this coaching staff. You have a chance to play for several different head coaches and staffs. What's your impression of these guys?
I like these guys. These guys are well-disciplined and teachers, so they can teach the young guys what it means to play in the NFL and use a proper technique to succeed in the NFL. I like this coaching staff that Mr. Paulie and Coach Murray's assembled.
Third down and 4 for the Colts. Holcomb right over the middle. It's caught by Abu Wilson out of the backfield. He's got a first down and gets it almost to the 20-yard line before he goes down. Nice play that time by Indianapolis.
It's a good call on third down. And about 5, what they do is take all the wide receivers and take them all downfield. And all the back right there, Cliff Grosser, just slips out underneath, and Abu just wide open right there and just takes it, gets the first down. That's a good read, good job. And it was a good setup by the offensive lineman. They make the defensive lineman think it's going to be a big pass. So they're going to go down deep and just let them go.
So the Colts have dug out of the hole. Kelly Holcomb back to throw on first down. And he finds E.G. Green wide open at the 40-yard line, and he crosses the 45 before he's upended by Reggie Rust of Seattle.
I mean, they got a lot of great wide receivers out there, and Green just caught a nice pass. I mean, Billy, if you had to pick out one receiver, I mean, there's a lot of good ones out there right now. It's hard to pick out one receiver. They're all playing extremely well, and E.G.'s doing a good job. And Kelly makes a nice play here because he's thinking about throwing a kind of line drive, but he sees that backer right there, and he has a nice little touch to get over his head and also in front of the DB. It has a great pass by Kelly.
So first and 10 for the Colts at their own 47-yard line. And Kelly Holcomb with 2 wide receivers and the lone running back in Wilson. And the throw nicely caught by Torrance Small right up over the middle to the 40-yard line. Billy talked about that moments ago.
Yes, I think that's a great play, a great route by Torrance, a great throw by Kelly. And Torrance is a big target for any quarterback to see, and he just put it right there on his numbers, and Torrance uses his body and shield off the defenders.
What's it like for a wide receiver to take it inside? I knew you're going to get hit, so how do you feel when you go in there?
You have to concentrate on the ball. You know you're going to get hit. You're going to get hit whether you catch it or drop it, so you might as well catch it because if you drop it, you're going to get yelled at in films anyway.
The Colts are using 2 tight ends right now as well as 2 wideouts, and the handoff goes to Abu Wilson, who's looked good tonight, as he carries it to the 38-yard line. So he picks up just a couple of yards in the play. It'll be second down and 8.
Kind of have a joke for some wide receivers, as a linebacker, I just love when you guys run slants in there, but a lot of receivers will go in there and really be actually expecting to hit before they catch the ball, and they call them little alligator arms. So they don't really stretch out there. They just sort of keep those arms in tight.
Try to protect those ribs. Not sure who's going to hit him from what side.
Torrance Small is one of the wideouts in the ball game right now. Again, the 2 tight end set, and a reverse play, a fake reverse, and a throw to Abu Wilson, who drops the football. Abu Wilson was so wide open that he dropped it.
I hate when that happens. He's smiling too. Look at him. That was a sweet play. I mean, Tom Moore been doing a lot of different razzle-dazzle plays in practice, and this is one of them. A little reverse right here. You see Kelly Holcomb fake there, and then he's got that receiver out there. Abu, all you got to do is catch that baby right there. Oh.
Hardest catching football right there when you're wide open.
Holcomb has looked good in his stint tonight. 6 of 7 for 91 yards and a touchdown. But a big play here, third down, long yardage. Here's Kelly Holcomb back to throw, has some time, rolls to his right, comes back to the left, fires over the middle and tried to force it, and it's picked off. Good defensive play by Mark Collins of Seattle. And he makes the pick. And so the Colts do not get the opportunity to punt this football and put it deeper into Seattle territory, and the Hawks will take over at their own 28-yard line.
Obviously not a good job. Holcomb rolls to the right, comes back over, and he throws really off balance back across his body, and defensive back sitting there. He's got to fire that baby in there.
So the Colts give up the football without scoring this time. They still trail by 10, 24-14.
Questions.
A pharmacist wouldn't fill my Prozac prescription. He says I'm not on his TennCare list.
I can help you with that.
Answers.
I need to see a therapist, but I'm not on TennCare. How can I get covered?
Let me tell you how to apply.
The help you need.
We're trying to get our son into a mental health treatment program, but the service was denied.
Well, let me tell you about our appeals process.
We have the answers to your questions about the mental health and substance abuse services available under TennCare. Call 1-800-758-1638.
Thanks for being there.
Growing up up in Tornado Alley, I learned a lot about severe weather firsthand. I'll admit I'm a weather geek. I have been since I was a kid. Oh, don't use that picture. People will laugh. East Tennessee's weather can change pretty fast. I've predicted sunshine and snowstorms on the same day. When severe storms hit, weather can be dangerous. You may only have minutes to prepare. I'm going to do what it takes to get it right.
Watch Rick Gatsby weeknights on Volunteer TV.
Hi, I'm Alan Williams. I'd like to invite you every Wednesday on Volunteer TV to visit historic, romantic, and exotic locations on one-tank trips. Daniel Boone built a fort in 1775. For 50 years, it was a pioneer trading post on the wild frontier. Now it has been reconstructed, and it has some of the finest period restorations and artisans anywhere. Travel to Sycamore Hollow on the next one-tank trip, Wednesday at 6 on Volunteer News. In touch with East Tennessee.
Colts home schedule is brought to you by National Car Sales, and in November, do the blue as we take on the East Coast. First the New England Patriots, then the Jets, and support your Hoosier NFL home team. Call the Colts ticket office today at 317-297-7000. And there's a touchdown throw as Tyree Davis makes the catch from John Freeze, but there are flags. So that's the good news. Flags are down, and the holding call will go against Seattle. So the touchdown is nullified. They'll bring the play back. And that's good news, and we can get the rest of this message in. So listen to the games on Q95 this year on the rest of the Colts Media Network.
Monty Montgomery likes that.
Number 64 offense at the 10-yard.
Yeah, we're going to see holding. And there it is.
On Tony McCoy right there, that right arm just yanking him down. One of the rare times they will call that. Most of the time there's always, where an offensive lineman's always holding, always on the defensive player. Got to put that one shot in there, but every once in a while they will catch them. And one of the things is if it's obvious like that, it's just flagrant, and they got to make that call.
Chris Breimer, a 6'2 rookie out of Southern Cal, was the culprit on the play.
And Davis just wishes he could have that one. I mean, that was a great play. Monty Montgomery just didn't get the job done. Just great play on their part, but unfortunately holding.
So now it's first and about 21, or 20 yards rather. And here's a play to, running back of Green, and he is gone to the sideline and finally out of bounds around the 40-yard line of Indianapolis. But what a run by Amon Green, who has looked extremely good tonight for this Seattle Seahawks ball club.
Well, that's incredible. I mean, just missed tackles left and right. There's no reason for this. You got to get over there and make the play. Keep your head up. Bring the guy down. This is just poor tackling in an open field. You got to come over there and make the play.
That's a 40-yard carry by Amon Green, who is a rookie out of Nebraska who loves to play football at any position on the football field. He's talked about special teams, punt returns, kick returns, any place he can get in, and he has been in a lot of big plays tonight for Seattle. John Freeze with a pitch back this time to Michael Black, and he turns the corner on the right side. And he's not easy to bring down as he closes in on the 35-yard line, brought down just shy of it. And Anthony Jordan makes the tackle. Jordan is a rookie out of Vanderbilt, drafted in the 5th round this year. 3-year starter at Vandy, and has looked very good in preseason practices. Freeze has done most of the quarterbacking since late in the second quarter. Black again carries this time and is stopped at the line of scrimmage. Alan Campos makes the tackle. Really, one of the things that I think was very impressive about the players' comments on Jim Moore is they think he's very fair. And when players say that, that usually means the guy has no favorites out there. That's important.
That is very important. And as players, you want someone that's going to be fair and straightforward, that's not going to play any favoritism. No matter what you're doing or who you are, you're going to be treated the same way.
Simply earn your job. Chris Jackson, one of the wide receivers down, along with Tyree Davis for Seattle, as Freeze goes back to throw. Fakes, rolls to his right, lots of time, and this time the pass is thrown to a wide receiver, actually a tight end, Tua Mealy, but the pass went a little bit behind him, and the play just took too much time to unfold.
Boy, that's incredible how much time he has. Look, he's running all over the place. He's trying to pick out all these receivers. He's pulling it down. That's ridiculous. You got to get yourself upfield and get the pressure on the quarterback. punished there for it, but it's almost too late. Got to get upfield. Look at those defensive line. They finally converge on him, but after he looks off about 3 or 4 different receivers. But he will remember that next time. Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah. Yeah, that's something about a defensive player, mostly a defensive tackle. You fight all the way to get there, and a lot of times you have to come up short and back off.
Now we have a Colts timeout here. See Carl Powell there coming off the field, 6'3", second-year player out of Louisville. And Larry Chester was the guy who put that hit that time on John Freeze, and he let him know he was coming in, but he got rid of it in time, but he took a hard hit because of that. Well, UPS delivers the game mode on all Colts home games. UPS is the preferred shipper of the NFL and the Colts. UPS moving at the speed of business. Well, the Colts right now trailing 24-14. Obviously, one of the real keys in this football game tonight has been Seattle's ability to move the ball downfield. They haven't done it most of the time in spectacular fashion, but they have been able to move the ball steadily. But here in the second half, the Colts have done a better job of getting him stopped. Right now, we're seeing Wade Ritchie, or Dirk Johnson, rather, in to do the punting, and he'll try to get this one deep in the Colts territory. This one goes out of bounds, however. The official walks it back up to where? I guess he continues to come about the 16-yard line.
Look at Dirk Johnson. He's watching that right now. He's thinking he's inside the 10, and the referee keeps moving up, and he's just like, oh, wow, I can't believe he's trying to get that corner.
That was a 20-yard punt that time by Dirk Johnson. But he wasn't looking for yardage. He was trying to put it as deep as he possibly could. And unfortunately, it went out a little sooner than he'd hoped, or at least the official indicated such. So the ball at the 16 of the Colts take over once again offensively, trailing 24-14. Boo Wilson is the lone running back behind Kelly Holcomb. And E.G. Green, one of the wide receivers, and Holcomb goes back to throw and fires it over the middle. It's to Cliff Gross. Gross down to the 24-yard line before he goes down. Actually, a Boo Wilson, my apology. Wilson again makes the catch out of the backfield. And the gain is going to be good for about 8 yards. So Boo Wilson continues to look good. He made the one missed catch that was probably the most glaring of the night, but he's run the football very effectively when he's touched it. Second down and 1 for the Colts. And here's Wilson once again. And he's got the first down. And for a first-year player who hasn't seen much action in the NFL, this guy has looked good tonight.
He's doing a good job running the ball, catching the ball out of the backfield, and right then he had a defensive lineman. He had his hands on him, and he just like brushed him off and kept running going.
Deshaun Miles made the tackle as the quarter comes to a close here in the Kingdome in Seattle as the Colts trail the Seahawks 24-14.
Hi, I'm James Worthy, and as a professional athlete, it's important for me to stay in shape. But for my friend Charles, maintaining a healthy lifestyle is even more important.
I'm Charles Ray, one of 16 million Americans with diabetes.
I never realized how serious it was until my father developed complications.
Diabetes is serious. It can cause blindness, strokes, kidney, nerve, and heart disease.
Diabetes is no game. Take care of yourself by scheduling regular visits to your doctor and ophthalmologist. For more information, call the American Diabetes Association.
Hi, I'm Pat Summit. St. Jude Children's Research Hospital is a haven of hope for children stricken by cancer and other catastrophic diseases. I'm happy to support this incredible institution and ask that you join me during our annual Knoxville dinner and golf invitation. Your support will guarantee that, as always, no child is ever turned away from St. Jude Hospital for financial reasons. Please support St. Jude Children's Research Hospital and join our winning team.
A longtime resident of East Tennessee, I am proud of the diverse arts culture we enjoy. That is why I support the Arts Council. Each year, the Arts Council produces the Artist of the Month series, provides funding for Artreach starter grants, and hosts the Fall Celebration Art Fest. But the Arts Council needs your help to continue this important work. Call 523-7543 now and pledge your support. Do it for the future of your community.
Tonight's game is brought to you in part by Marsh. The 6-year veteran is the supermarket of the Colts. By Coca-Cola, always the Colts, always Coca-Cola. By Huntington Bank, open a Colts Club checking account and get the NFL VIP treatment. By Clarion Health. By the Montgomery Inn, the Colts Monday Night Football Restaurant. And by the Colts play-by-play sweepstakes from Sprint and Logo Athletic, giving Colts fans a prize in every play of the 98th regular season. Welcome back to the Kingdome for the final 15 minutes of football here in the Dome tonight. The first exhibition game of the season for Indianapolis and the second for Seattle. The Seahawks leading the Colts 24-14. I'm joined here in the booth, Don Fisher, with Barry Krause, the former Colts linebacker, and former wideout great Billy Brooks. And right now, here is Kelly Holcomb back to throw, firing for E.G. Green, wide open again. And a terrific job by Green, and obviously Kelly Holcomb with a perfect throw as Reggie Rusk makes the stop.
That was a great job by Kelly Holcomb, and the way he acted out that play-action pass, he does a good job doing that, and it takes a good receiver to find that open route, open area downfield, and that's what he does. Now watch, everything moves to the right. That sells that well, and Kelly Holcomb does a good job of that. There's a wide open receiver. Green comes down with the catch, goes upfield. Good job by Kelly Holcomb selling it.
30-yard gain for the Colts, and they're deep in Seattle territory already. And here's the give. It goes to Cliff Gross, who's in. And Gross trying to find running room on the right side, gets a couple out of the play. Deshaun Miles makes the tackle for Seattle, and the Colts will have a second down and long.
I think what's happening here is Kelly Holcomb is working his two tight end, two wide receiver, one back offense so well that he's giving a good job on the fakes, and the running back's doing a good job getting some yards when they run the ball. So it's opened up a lot of these play action passes, and you've seen two big plays, a couple big plays to Turner Small and E.G. Green.
And now Green splits to the right side. Keifer McGuire is in and splits to the near side. Slutzer's in one of the slot positions as an H-back, and here's Kelly Holcomb back to throw. Rolls right, fires downfield, and just got rid of that one to keep from taking the sack. James Logan was putting the pressure on for the Seattle Seahawks. So it'll be third down now for the Colts.
That might go on the stats, an incomplete pass, and people might not think much of it, but that's a good play by Kelly Holcomb. Just get rid of the ball right there.
Yeah, you've got to see or read what's going on out there, and he had no time that time. Bradford Mann is checked in now, or actually out of the ball game, and Freddie Scott is in as a third wide receiver. Freddie Scott's one of those guys that's had a really good camp. Wide receiver out of Penn State. And now Kelly Holcomb is back to throw. A little lob pass out here in the flat to Gross, and he dropped the football. So the Colts will be forced to punt it away here as Gardocki comes on. James Logan had the coverage that time. And that play not too effective, and the Colts will have to give up the football.
I kind of wonder why they want to run a swing pass when, you know, they need about 7-8 yards downfield. Obviously, probably good coverage down there by the Seattle Seahawks, but, you know, that lob was a little bit too high of a lob. Cliff Gross was probably thinking, oh, my gosh, here comes the linebacker bearing down on him.
That was a low snap to Gardocki, able to get the punt away, and this one bounces into the end zone at about from the 3-yard line. It took off into the end zone. Chris was hoping to get one of those Seattle bounces.
It would have been nice to get one of Seattle bounces and pin them back in their own territory.
Well, Billy Brooks is going to leave us. Thanks for joining us, Bill. We'll see you later, and we'll be back in a moment.
Boy meets girl. It happens every day on the singles line.
When I finally got up the nerve to call, I was so impressed by the quality of the people I heard. Even now that John and I are married, I still have good friends from the singles line.
When I first called, I could tell it wasn't one of those meat market hotlines. The people I heard were just like me.
Discover a new way to meet the nicest people in Knoxville. The Knoxville Singles Line, 470-2299.
Okay, the TV is exactly 6 feet 8 inches away. That's the way it should be. 2 bowls of dip, no cross-chip interference. The way it should be. Extra pillows to toss in desperate moments. Yeah, that's the way it should be. Where are my lucky socks? Nice touch, and the way it should be. Pizza guy's on speed dial. Beeper's off, answering machine is on. As it should be. And the NFL is on Volunteer TV. The way it should be.
I'm in touch with your health reporter, Jane Joseph, with my mother, Dee. We're friends for life.
Besides being mother and daughter, we share another common bond, the importance of monthly self-breast exams.
Breast cancer is a commonly diagnosed cancer with women, and that's why it's so important to become a friend for life.
Pick up a WVLT Friends for Life packet at Baptist Health Information Centers. Call Ask a Nurse at 632-5200 or visit the American Cancer Society.
Learn how to protect yourself.
And the ones you love. Become a friend for life.
Atlantic Relocation Systems is the preferred mover of the Colts. Whether you're moving across country, across town, or relocating an entire office, Atlantic will professionally handle your needs. Let Atlantic take us dome on Sundays. Let Atlantic take you home. Seattle with the football once again. First and 10 at their own 20-yard line. New quarterback in the game, Jim Arianis, and he throws his first completion to Oscar Gray as he's knocked out of bounds inside the 30-yard line. That will pick up about, and they're going to mark him where? At the 24. And Amon Green is checked back in as well. Arianis, the third quarterback tonight used by Seattle, is a first-year player out of Fresno State, 6'2", 217-pounder. Brian Finneran is one of the wide receivers down the game along with Bobby Shaw. And here's the handoff. It goes to Amon Green once again. And Green has been impressive, but this time he fumbles it. The Colts pick it up. And down the sideline goes Kendall Shello for a touchdown. How about that?
Well, you never know what's going to happen, but you got a lot of people around the ball. You're going to make something happen. Robert Blackman, number 25, got his hand in there, got the ball out. And the big defensive tackle there takes it and rumbles in. That's what will happen. That's what Jim Mora wants. He wants a defense that's swarming, getting around the ball. They were getting pushed around most of the night, and just watch number 25, Robert Blackman. He's going to come in the picture, and he's going to get that ball out. Now watch this. Boom, right there. He got that ball out. He yanked him around. The ball's on the ground. That's what you're looking for when you got some guys flying around trying to make some things happen. Picks it up, and you got a dream right there.
That is the defensive lineman's dream, no question about it. And now we have Terry Blanchard on for the extra point try. The kick is up, and the kick is good. And the Indianapolis Colts are right back in the hunt. It is 24-20. The Colts trailing Seattle with 12:55 to go in this fourth and final period of action.
Shello.
78% of you watching are not interested in what I have to say, because 78% of you are not likely to buy a new Ford from Rayville Ford in Clinton. But 22% of you are Ford buyers, and this message is of special interest to you. When you buy from Rayville, there's no pressure, no add-on stickers, and you get a no-charge loaner car with a scheduled service visit. The 22% of you that are Ford buyers, think about what you get only at Rayville Ford in Clinton.
Capture a sleek 1999 Mercury Cougar. It could be yours from Volunteer TV, B97.5, Coca-Cola, and Lincoln Mercury. Watch Volunteer News weeknights at 6 to learn the Cougar keyword of the day. Then listen middays to Jennifer Scott on B97.5. Be the correct caller, and you qualify to capture a Cougar. Want more chances to win? Visit any Lincoln Mercury dealer or Coca-Cola displays at area Kroger supermarkets to register. Plus, jump on the net and register at volunteertv.com. Capture a Cougar.
The Super Summer Sale. A quality business suit from American Clothing will enhance your image.
Especially at 50% off.
New 3-button styling.
$350 suits are half price.
Corelli, Bozzella, Lazuna, only $175.
$400 suits half price.
By Alan St. George and Nino Cerruti, only $200.
$450 suits half price.
Gianni Manzoni, only $225. Enhance your boardroom image and save 50% now at American Clothing during the Super Summer Sale.
And center, get a grip on this great catch made early tonight by the Colts receiving corps. There's Peyton Manning firing it downfield to Jerome Payton. And that's some good hands by a defensive player here in Kendall Shello.
And Shello is no light little guy, man. He's 300 pounds, and he's chugging down the field. He's just enjoying that one.
Mike Bonderjack getting the opportunity to kick here on a short one. pulled in by Seattle's Kerry Joseph, and he brings it back up the field in pretty good field position inside or across the 30-yard line. So Seattle will take over in good field position to start this drive. But the Colts have been the more dominant team in the second half.
Yeah, they've been playing a lot better. Defense was sluggish a little bit, but they were able to make some things happen, start stopping Seattle a little bit, try to make something happen. And that's what it takes. It takes a lot of guys around the ball, and get your hands on the ball. Just don't make the tackle. Try to get the ball out, and that's what will happen.
That return was good for 16 yards, and the ball is resting down at the 32-yard line. And let's take a look at the Bank One scoring recap here, brought to you by Bank One. The Colts went, 28 yards on the fumble return by Kendall Shello, and obviously have gotten right back in this football game, trailing by just 3. High formation backfield. Arianis is the quarterback, and he pitches it back to Michael Black. And Black dives forward as he gets it across the 35-yard line to around the 37. Powell is in on that last tackle. You can see the scoring here. The Seahawks getting 17 big points in the first quarter, adding 1 in the second period. And, of course, the Colts have been a little less dramatic with their scores, but nevertheless have been steady now. They'd like to come up with one more and hold Seattle to none here to win this ball game. Michael Black there on the carry. See Kelly Holcomb there with Peyton Manning. Manning and Holcomb having a bit of a conversation, and Peyton has to be wondering, you know, I think I could do that out there as well, but I didn't do quite as well as Kelly has tonight. And certainly, Kelly Holcomb has played well. But Peyton, of course, is seeing his first action in an NFL uniform, and you know things are going to continue to get better for him. And that pass is incomplete. Good defensive job once again. Atula Mealy, the intended receiver. Good defensive coverage by the Colts that time.
Blackman got away with that one. He interfered just prior to the ball getting there. He just knocked him. That's why the crowd right now is booing a little bit, because Blackman broke on that ball. You're trying to read the ball, but if the wide receiver's in front of you, in that case the tight end was, he's trying to make a play, but got away with that one.
So it's 4th down, and the Colts will get the football back. Dirk Johnson on the punt, and back to receive Keipo McGuire. The spunky little guy out of BYU, now in his second season. High punt. Keipo will field it and take it back upfield, and gets hammered at the 30-yard line. Keipo's not a very big guy, and when Michael Barber, a 6'1", 246-pounder, hits you, you know you've been hit when you're Keipo McGuire and have just about 174 pounds in that 5'10 frame. We'll be back in a moment.
Lady Ball season ticket applications are now on the shelf. Look for the Fast Break of Champions brochure throughout Knoxville. Inside every package you get, Shamiqua Holtzclaw's final season as a Lady Ball, the quest for championship number 7, and Pat Summitt's 25th season as head coach of the Lady Balls. Get yours today, or call the Lady Balls ticket office at 974-0001. Sponsored by Volunteer TV, News Talk 99, and the Knoxville News Sentinel. Don't blink. Season tickets for the Fast Break of Champions won't last long.
Crime Stoppers.
I'm John Gilbert. Knoxville Police this week need your help in finding several suspects in a murder on Knoxville's east side.
From behind the club, started shooting into the crowd.
If you know something about the crimes and your information leads to an arrest and conviction, you could win a cash reward. Watch Crime Stoppers Monday at 6 and 11 on Volunteer News and help solve a crime.
Well, it's time to announce the Hoffmeister Jewelers Player of the Game honors. Tonight's Player of the Game receives a gift certificate from Hoffmeister Jewelers on Lake Clearwater. And tonight, the honor goes to Kelly Holcomb, who just played, I thought, terrifically well in his third quarter role.
This was a nice job right here. A lot of poise, just hanging in there, waiting for the receiver to make the move back outside, and Green takes it inside for a touchdown.
And at the end of the season, Hoffmeister Jewelers will award a Rolex watch to the Colts' most valuable player. Well, Bill Musgrave has now come into the ball game to take over at quarterback for the Colts. And Keith Elias, the running back, just took the handoff and went on field for about a 9-yard pickup on the play. See Holcomb there, stats tonight, 8 of 12 in the passing department for 131 yards and a touchdown. He also had an interception in the ball game, and Kelly came in and gave the Colts a spark in the third period. And they're right back in the hunt. Ball resting at the 40-yard line. Musgrave. Hands off. It goes to Keith Elias. And the running back out of Princeton, now his third season in the NFL, carries it for about a 5-yard pickup. Quick little back. Jared Loggins makes the tackle for Seattle. Here you see Elias going back to the huddle.
This is one of the things offensively that you can do. Actually, defensively, too. They actually take pictures off on the field to see where defensive backs, where the alignment of the offense is. They're able to review that, and it's technology off the field behind the bench.
It's coming up big, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Here's Musgrave, and he throws one intended for, it looked like Bradford Banna. But there was a lot of pressure, and Bill just basically got rid of that one.
You know what's so nice about Kelly Holcomb being player of the game is the fact that he had a rough game toward the end of the season where he threw in 3 interceptions. And he had to think about that the whole offseason, all the way through camp. And, was he going to be able to, redeem himself at the beginning of this year? And that's what he was able to do today. He just got a little bit back, and I'm sure he feels a little bit more comfortable. He's a tough guy. He's a linebacker in the quarterback's body. Bless his heart, but he's a good guy. Had a good game.
Third down and 5 now. Musgrave back to throw, gets pressure, fires the ball incomplete. Nobody there. And the flag goes down. We'll see what that's all about, but it would indicate a hold where the flag's one down. Holding will be the call. Let's see if Seattle decides to not take the penalty so they get the football back, because it would be 4th down.
Holding, 83 offense. Penalty is declined, 4th down.
Bradford using a little bit too much hands there, apparently. Oh, he made a tackle.
Well, you got to do what you have to do. Sometimes you wonder, why they do that, but they got to protect the quarterback. They really do. They have to step up, and if they get beat inside, they got to tackle them or drag them down.
Here's the punt by Gardocki. It is a beauty. Bobby Shaw back to receive it, and he lets it go. It bounces out of bounds around the 5-yard line. So a good punt by Chris Gardocki, and the Seattle Seahawks will have to start deep in their own territory.
I wonder if Seattle Seahawks brought their own balls, because those babies are nice and soft and lay up real nice inside the 10.
Well, whatever the case, it'll be Seattle deep in their own territory when we return.
Attention homeowners, this is a special announcement. Equitable Mortgage is now taking calls to help customers take charge of their financial future. Call 1-800-398-LOAN for bill consolidation, home repairs, or cash for any reason. Applications are now being accepted, regardless of your credit history. If you're behind on payments, call now. Learn how you could get the cash you need within a few days. Take care of your financial worries with one easy phone call to Equitable Mortgage at 1-800-398-LOAN.
Volunteerism makes a community better. That's why Volunteer TV honors a volunteer every week. If you know someone who contributes their time to help others, tell us. Send a letter to this address or a fax to 584-1978. And watch our 8 volunteer stories Thursdays at 6 on Volunteer News. When we volunteer, we help solve community problems.
8 Volunteers, sponsored by St. Mary's Hospital and only on Volunteer News. In touch with East Tennessee. Now you can experience one of the greatest collections of 20th century American art. It's Masterworks of American Art from the Munson Williams Proctor Institute Collection, a special exhibition at the Knoxville Museum of Art. It's one of the greatest collections of 20th century American art, presented by Clayton Family Foundation, Bank First, and Clayton Homes Incorporated. Running from February 27th to August 23rd.
This look at the Colts home schedule is brought to you by National Car Sales. Do the blue in December. December 13th against the Bengals, then December 27th against the Carolina Panthers. Call the Colts ticket office today at 317-297-7000 and listen to the games on Q95 and the rest of the Colts Media Network. Starting at their own 5-yard line, Seattle, Michael Black in the backfield behind Arianis, who's the quarterback. Black gets the call, tries right up the middle, and finds the running room. Gets it out almost to the 15-yard line, very close to a first down. Steve Razga, a defensive corner, makes the tackle for the Colts, but a big gain that time by Michael Black, who's looked very good inside. 5'11", 206-pound rookie out of Washington State. And he does a good job of digging Seattle out of the hole in the first play. Colts are trailing 24-21. 9 minutes, 22 seconds left in the final quarter. And you can see that the total yards right now, the Colts have overtaken Seattle. And here's a run that's very close to the first down. Black again on the carry. You can see there on the bottom Larry Chester. 6'2" rookie out of Temple. And it wasn't good enough to get him stopped before he got the first down. Now Rashawn Jackson is checked into the lineup for Seattle along with Michael Black. In the backfield, and here is Arianis pitching back to Black. Tries the right side this time and carries out across the 20-yard line. Gets it to the 21 before he goes down. It'll be a gain of about 4. Steve Martin makes the tackle this time.
Black's just wearing them down. A little here, a little there. They're doing a good job right now. He's got 11 for 48 yards. Doing a good job. He's moving all over the place, too. He's going from the left side to the right side, just whatever he can get. Look at Peyton Manning's statistics, 8 for 13, 111 yards. Not bad for a rookie, first day out.
And again, the carry as Black carries it for about 3 yards this time. Takes it to about the 23-yard line. Very clean game tonight. Only 5 penalties on these two ball clubs. 2 for the Colts, 3 on Seattle. Most of those came early. Now for Seattle. 3 wide receivers set. Arianis is handing off to Black. And Black finds the room. He's after the 35 before they can finally pull him in. Rico Clark makes the tackle, but a nice run by Black to carry the ball for a first down.
Good call by Seattle. 3rd and 3. Little sprint draw. You watch this, all the defensive linemen go upfield thinking it's a pass, and all of a sudden the lanes open up. Black is just having a great second half, and he just finds that open hole, takes it up, gets the first down.
Now running backs in the I formation. Rashawn Jackson joins Black. Arianis, the quarterback, with 2 wide receivers and a pitch back to Black once again. And he's at the 35, gets hit and goes down around the 37-yard line on a pretty good pop that time by Nakia Reddick, a 5'11" first-year player out of Central Florida.
You know, this is a good time for someone to stand up in that defensive huddle and get somebody pumped up and get them excited a little bit. It looks like they're dragging. They've got to make something happen. They did a little bit earlier, but they got to get after the ball, get the ball out, and make a turnover.
Looks like Larry Chester, the rookie out of Temple, is down for the Colts. As the trainers take a look at him. Colts have not had any real serious injuries tonight that we know of, except Lamont Warren, who did go down with an ankle, and they did x-ray. Apparently the x-rays were negative, and he simply has a sprained ankle. How severe is anybody's guess at this point. Chester would be the second injury of note here in this ball game for Indianapolis. A couple for Seattle, but nothing of a severe nature. Well, do the blue. Supercuts will shave or spray paint a Colts horseshoe on your head or paint your face blue prior to every dome game. Look for Supercuts on aisle 113 and show pride in the horseshoe.
I've seen a couple guys do that, too. Shave a nice horseshoe in there, spray it blue. They're not afraid. They're not too proud. Big fans walk around there with a horseshoe burnt in their heads. I think that would look good on you, Don. What do you think?
If I had enough hair, most of mine's gone already. I don't think I need to cut any more of it. Well, Chester comes off under his own power. And so the football is resting at the 38-yard line, where it'll be second down and about 7 for Seattle. 24-21 the score, 6:28 left in this contest. Arianis, the quarterback for Seattle, falls down, drops the ball, and Dunn recovers it himself. Kendall Shello was there to cover him, but Seattle does recover on the play and are very fortunate not to have that one scooped up by Colts.
Either he was stepped on or he tripped coming back, but all in all, he fell down, dropped the ball. At least he got on the ball, which is sometimes rare with a quarterback. They want to let that ball go.
You know, we didn't mention this earlier. Billy Brooks did when he came into the booth, but the Colts aren't playing their first game and Seattle their second, and that's part of the problem, probably in the first half. Obviously, the Seahawks have already had their feet wet and have made some mistakes, and there's a little pass up the middle, and the Colts diagnose it nicely, and Amon Green goes down and picks up not enough yardage, so it'll be a 4th down situation now for Seattle.
You know, that's the thing about, you know, training camp. What happens is they're constantly evaluating the players on the field, off the field, how they walk around, and this is a great opportunity for the preseason game so they get a look under game conditions. But, you know, they cannot rest. They have one time, one chance to get it done, and a lot of times this might be it.
Nate Jaquette is back deep, and this will be Dirk Johnson punting the ball away. Good snap, and a short punt. Jaquette will field it at the 27-yard line, cuts outside, cuts back in, and he's brought down as he gets to about the 33, 34-yard line. Petula Mealy is the man on the stop for Seattle. And so the Colts offense on the field, and this time it'll be Jim Kubiak, another new quarterback, 6'2", 215-pounder. Second-year veteran out of Navy. Keith Elias is in there at running back, and the Colts taking a look at just about everybody offensively and defensively tonight. And that's what the exhibition season is really all about. And Kubiak fumbles the snap. Ball is down on the turf, and I think Seattle's recovered. So the Seahawks come up with a fumble. A snap from center. Reggie Lowe is covering it for Seattle, and the Seahawks have great field position now at the 34-yard line of Indianapolis. That's the kind of break Indianapolis did not want to give up to Seattle.
So it looks like he just pulled out too early, and the ball never was in his hands, and the ball's on the ground.
So the Seattle offense comes back onto the field very quickly here with 4:52 to go. The Colts trail by 3, 24-21, but give up a good field position situation now for the Seahawks.
Which happens when you bring in a quarterback off the sideline. He's cold, and he's not used to the snap, and doesn't get the handle on the ball.
Rashawn Jackson and Amon Green, the running backs, and here's Green trying up the middle. He gets belted hard at the 30-yard line, where he goes down after a gain of 4.
You know, there's a lot of things going through a quarterback's head when he's up to the line of scrimmage, thinking about where he's going to go, what his mannerisms and so forth are, and he doesn't sometimes concentrate on the first step, and that is just get the ball in your hand and make the move.
So the ball at the 32nd down and 6. Amon Green, 14 carries tonight with the yardage total of 84, and he has played very well, although he had a fumble earlier. Pitch back to Green again, gets hit at the, oh man, he barely got the football in his hands before he got ripped down, and it looked to me like it was Nakeer Reddick. He shot in there and brought him down quickly.
Well, if you can predict defensively what they're going to do, and that's what they did, they brought safety come flying up, and lineman can't block him, the running back can't block him, and he just comes up and makes the play. Good job. That's predicting ahead of time.
Reddick with a nice job there, and it's 3rd down, long yardage now for Seattle. And here's the handoff. It goes to Amon Green, and he's got running room. He's got a first down. Crossing the 20-yard line before he is pulled down Robert Blackman, I believe, on the tackle. And so the Colts give up a big play here.
Well, what the Colts do is they take the linebackers out and put the defensive backs in. You got 5 DBs, possibly 6 DBs in there, and all of a sudden you got to come back up and make the tackle. Here it is, the sprint draw. The lane opens up. You got to fill it. Get your head up, make the tackle, and nobody does it on the Colts side.
And so Arianis, the quarterback, has Michael Black behind him now, the running back position. Green one out. Arianis looks downfield on a rollout, fires in the end zone, but there's nobody there.
That was kind of funny. Arianis faked to nobody. He went to the wrong side. Either the back went to the wrong side and just went ahead and threw the ball out of bounds.
Well, if you missed any of tonight's game, you can catch the rebroadcast tomorrow morning beginning at 9 a.m. right here on WB4 and be watching WB4 a week from Monday on August 17th. That's when the Colts travel to Cincinnati to take on the Bengals. The action gets underway at 6:30 right here on WB4.
It's a good-looking Kubiak right now, taking some snaps. Got to get used to getting that ball slapped up in that hand.
And here's the handoff to Black. Tries the middle. Finds little running room. In fact, it's piled upon. The Colts, I think, are saying it was a fumble and they recovered it. We'll wait and see.
Go!
Yes, they have. How about that?
You just never know. From a defensive standpoint, defense coordinators always say, I don't care whether the ball's on the ground, we don't have it, you still act like you've got it. Go ahead and do that. That ball got out of there.
Nikita Reddick, I think, came up with a fumble recovery.
Good look at it. Right at the end of this play, that ball will come out. There it is.
Oh, he just dropped it.
Down. Boom. Ball's on the good.
How about that?
Yeah. Put your hand on it, bring it up. You never know.
Well, how about our player of the game being back in there? Kelly Holcomb comes out of the field. So Holcomb back out of the field for the Colts as Indianapolis takes over inside their own 20. And here's a draw play right up the middle. Keith Elias, a nice little run up to the 25-yard line, and he picks up about 7 yards.
Nice move. One of the defensive linemen, there's a little pile up in front of him, and he just leaped over him. Look at these two guys. They're hooked. The horns are hooked. That happens very rarely, but it's kind of funny.
Waverly Jackson for the Colts takes off his helmet, and it's still stuck to the Seattle Seahawks player.
Yeah, lock them up horns, baby.
How about that? Paul Spicer, who is from Indianapolis, by the way, is the man he got locked up with. Second down. Here's Kelly Holcomb. Fires the pass inside and makes a catch. Can't pull it in. Good defensive play.
That's the right side. You're going to see this lockup over here. Get the horns hooked up right there to the right. Right there. 74. Stopping right there. Oops. Yeah, it's pretty bad to be looking at another guy all sweaty and stuff, right, about 2 inches from his face.
Third down and 3 for the Colts. This is a big third down play now, if Indianapolis hopes to win this football game. Kelly Holcomb has it batted down. Ball was batted down, incomplete. Paul Spicer on the defensive play for Seattle. And with 2:16 to go, it'll be fourth down for Indianapolis, and they'll be forced to punt it away. And so we're going to see Bonderjack come in, the 6'5" rookie out of West Virginia who started the CFL and was brought in to put a little pressure, I think, on Kerry Blanchard and Chris Gardocki, just to sharpen them up just a bit. Bobby Shaw is back deep to receive here for Seattle. And the Colts didn't have enough players on the field, and we're getting down to too much time, delay of game, and that will be the call against Indianapolis.
That's one of the tough things during preseason. There's a lot of different bodies running around, and everybody's got to pay attention on the sideline. And every once in a while, you catch somebody snoozing, sitting on the sideline, don't realize that their special teams is out there, and they got to get their behinds back out there. But you know, when you think about the kickers, Terry Blanchard, he was with the New Orleans Saints, and Jim Mora actually cut him twice. So I'm sure that when he saw Jim Mora coming here, he's like, uh-oh, here it goes again. But Terry's a pretty confident guy, and he's confident in what he's been doing.
High kick by Bonderjack, and a fair catch called for at the 41-yard line of Seattle. That was a 39-yard boot. And so onto the field will come the Seattle offense once again. 2 minutes and 8 seconds remaining in this football game. Bonderjack, you see there, heading to the sideline.
It would be really nice to see the defense go 3 and out, get Seattle off the field, and then have Holcomb come back and work the 2-minute drill. That would be good execute. I'd like to see how well he'd execute. Good rep for Kelly Holcomb.
Michael Black is back in at the tailback spot. Rashawn Jackson is also in there as a fullback in the I formation as Arianis, the quarterback, drops back to throw, fires the football, and it's incomplete. He was trying to hit Robbie Shaw, who couldn't hang on. And it'll be second down and 10 now as the Colts do a good job on the first play with 2:04 now remaining. The clock will stop after this next play because of the 2-minute warning, so they'll get it stopped again without having to use a timeout. Emmanuel McDaniel, one of the new defensive backs for the Colts on the field there, number 39. Here's a hand up to Black, and Black finds no running room. No gain of the play, and that'll be the end of the, well, actually, it will be the 2-minute warning announcement with the score at 24-21 in favor of Seattle.